All right. Doing a little bit of impromptu live. Just want to hop on and actually grab some footage from a live that I did with another creative called KianaVision. So what I'm doing today basically is I'm prepping for recording a podcast that I'm actually recording with a friend. So what I said I was going to do is I'm going to do double duty as a creative. You know, we got to do the whole thing of doing the most that we can at the time that we can do it and maximizing our resources, right? Okay, so that's what I'm doing. I'm actually pulling some of this visual from her page because I got on a midnight live with her. And I figured, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and actually pull down some of my own. So we're getting ready to get into this thing.
Oh, like you can click it and hop on. So why don't you do that? Why don't you click it and hop on? You don't have to stay. I just want to see how it works. You do what? You do what, Chris? What you do? What did you talk about? What you do? You say you don't want no gelatin. It sounds bad. It sounds bad that we just killing these friggin' animals and stuff. I said that, like, when I eat meat, I don't think about that. But if I were to think about killing and slaughtering animals before I put food to my mouth, I might think twice.
What's going on,
But I just
gentlemen?
don't think about that. I just think they come like that in the grocery store.
Let me know if you can hear this audio of the stream that I'm actually recording
and it smells
on my
good.
channel.
It tastes even better.
But basically, man, nothing going on really.
Get on, get
Been
on,
at work all day.
Get on, get on, get on, get on, get on.
As you can tell, my friend Kiana is hype.
Yeah, I'm good on that. 2 cents.
Good. What are you guys' sense of the day? Today I rocked with Halloween Man X.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Hey, girl and Pierre, how are you? I really didn't think nobody was going to hop on this live. I promise you I did not. I'm really just doing this so I can record the audio and visuals from my friend Kiana's channel. But Zogi, you here. Zogi, I'm actually pulling...
Did I paste it right?
I'm pulling some visual off of Kiana's channel. Her and I did a midnight live.
Hop on and say hi to the peoples.
And I figured, you know what? I'm going to do that as I prep for this podcast I'm working on with a friend. And I'm going to put some of this content on my page because me and Kiana were at this for a while. Like, it was like 2 hours worth. And like I said, I definitely didn't think nobody's going to really jump on here, but y'all are here. And I'm so thankful for y'all. I know I got to do lives more often. So, like I said, I was going to do a little bit of double duty.
What movie was that? He's like, even your dog's doing it. It was that movie we watched, Chris, with the funny guy. And his dad was in the Pringles tin. Was it Pringles? The coffee tin.
Everybody do me a favor, drop your scent of the day.
What's the name of that movie?
Because ultimately, we are a fragrance
like,
and health and beauty channel here. So let me know what your fragrance of the day is.
From Hangover. What are you, a girl or something?
Mine was Halloween Man X.
So funny.
By Jesus Del Pozo. Or Jesus Del Pozo.
We're waiting. Yeah. So excited. Oh my God. So ready for this. Oh, it's going to be a great night. If you do this, I probably won't have a nightmare. Oh my God. Did I? What the? You still here, Terrence? Oh my God.
What up?
Yay!
Wagwan, people, wagwan.
I'm not doing it, so.
Sakpase, Nabule.
Let me see. Okay, this one is better.
Yeah, I like that one much better. Even though even though I don't want y'all seeing like my my little janky room and my work room ain't clean. I got stuff all on the walls and patterns and drawings and all type of stuff. So you just get to see this little bit that's kind of staged. You don't get to see all the behind the scenes stuff.
I see. I like it though. You all professional.
I try to do what I can do. I'm working on a podcast with a friend now, so that's the reason why I got this. But I started doing it on my channel, and people was like, "Oh, we love the podcast now," and I was like, "All right, cool."
Yeah, I love this. I'm gonna do it. Like, so you can record this. I can record like this right here. Like if I just use my editing software or something.
I don't know what I used. I'm trying to think. What did I use? I put my camera in one area, and then I used Zoom. I think I used Zoom to record because I got Zoom license with my job. So I used Zoom to record, and then I put them both on the screen at the same time. But it was hard because I started editing the audio, and the moment I messed with the audio on one, the audio was off on another one. So it kind of sucked. It took me forever to edit that video.
Yeah, I need to play with it because I'm trying to incorporate like podcasts on the Black Content Corner. Yeah. So I don't know. And then I just wanted people to jump on like this. So if I want,
we need representation.
Yeah, because this is fun.
Yeah, like I literally I get my whole entire life doing this type of stuff. Now people don't understand that. They're like, oh, you don't want to hang out. I want to do my creative thing. I want to connect with my tribe. I want to put out good content. I want folks to like. I think Therese was saying we only want the loyal people. I want the people that's looking for me to find me and be like, yo, I'm wherever you at. You know what I mean? So that's really what I'm on. That's what I'm about.
Because this feels good. I like when I come on here, and I haven't done this often, but since I've been going live, I just have such a great like a little community in my. I don't give a crap if it's like it's 5 of y'all, and I'm just having the best time.
Listen, them 5 mean the world to me. Like I did a live at like 2 a.m. and it was like 4 people in there. When I tell you, them 4 people meant everything to me. You would have swore it was an All-State Arena sold out. Like I was so happy that they was there because they could have been low key anyway. It's 2:30 in the morning, and people are sitting up watching you. I was there for like an hour and a half, and at this time, YouTube. Well, I'm not gonna just say YouTube. I know it was my modem. My modem was being janky because I had my stuff sit down in the dining room before I moved it into my work room, and it's too far away from the modem. So I had like an hour and a half worth of content, but only 30 minutes went up, and my feelings was hurt. I was crushed. But again, like I was telling you, that's that thing of okay. Not yet. You know what I mean? The universe prepare you for different things. And it'd be like, okay, so you actually did go live, but that wasn't the exact way that you need to be doing it. So you get another shot at it. My second live was lit. Like it was like 25 people in there. It was like 3 hours. Like, it was crazy. Like I just really couldn't believe it. I'm like, y'all actually want to sit around and listen to me talk? What? You know, so it was dope to me.
Do it all the time. I watch like 5 lives a day. I'm a stalker. It is really fun, and it's addictive.
That too,
like addictive.
It is. It's like I use this as sometimes as therapy because some of the stuff I don't post, or if it's not related to whatever I'm talking about, I'll put it at the very end for I put it at the very end like as bloopers, outtakes, and all of that. But yeah, sometimes I just go clean off the rails. We talking about like these people driving stupid in Chicago, but you gotta be safe. Like I do it like as a creative outlet and to work through stuff that either's been bothering me and that I don't even really understand. Like it come out and it's good. It's better out than in.
It is very true. That's how this live kind of started, me being on. But I just battle sometimes with kind of putting too much on the internet, or because I don't want the channel to be all dreary and dark. And I'm just talking about like my emotions and like sadness. But sometimes I just be sad. But
yeah, I mean,
me doing that this time, y'all made it lighter, and I feel better.
Yeah, it's an outlet, and you gotta use the tools that you given to do what you gotta do. And again, I feel where you coming from with saying, not so it won't be too dark and not putting everything out there. Your discretion, and what feels like too much. And I say let that be your guide because a lot of people will try to censor you based on you shouldn't say that. I'm kind of speaking to you grieving, with a partner that just recently passed and sharing the full truth of your experience. Like, no, you shouldn't say that. You shouldn't speak ill of the dead. Low key, that don't have nothing to do with me. rest his soul. However, this was my experience. This is what we went through, and I can talk about that. I'm not supposed to just deal with it and be quiet because you feel I'm disrespecting his legacy or whatever that is. That's trash, and that's for somebody else. That's somebody else's baggage. That's not for you. You do what you need to do to make sure you get right.
Preach, then. Just preach to me because I need to hear it. Because I struggle with that because it's like it's not bashing. I don't bash people, but it is my truth, you know? And some people don't want to hear it, but you're right. It is my platform. It's my truth. It's like therapy and outlet for me. So I should be able to do it.
Rest assured, somebody is looking for this content and be like, yo, I thought I was the only one that felt that way. You know what I mean? So, and that's where you really start to develop a core audience, not even just a core audience. You start to really connect with the people you supposed to be connected with. You don't bond in trauma or misery, but you find those people that have been looking for you and that you've been looking for them. And then that's how you really just have you build a sense of community, basically.
You do. I feel so famous right now. I feel like everybody's watching me. Y'all stop.
You know that we was all watching you from the jump. So
I know it's a lot, though.
Yeah, it is. It is, and I had to admit that to myself. Like, yo, this is fun. This is something I like to do because you tell a lot of people, you know, I do YouTube, and a lot of people kind of like write it off like it's silly. Like, little do you know, as a creative, this can be lucrative, but that's not necessarily what we do it for. We do it because it's that driving force in you that be like, yo, I have to do this. I don't know what this is. And it'd be that very thing like you was talking about earlier. It's that very thing you was talking about earlier about you want to do something different, but you don't know what it is yet, but you got to get out of where you at. That's that creative force driving you, propelling you to go do that creative thing. You're not feeling fulfilled where you at for a reason, because it's not what you're supposed to be doing. And the universe will kind of get you in line like, all right, I'm going to make whatever you're doing a living hell until you take action and move around.
Period.
Trust me. I know.
Yep.
I'm only calling you out on stuff that I've experienced, lived.
Yes. And please continue to call me out. Every time you say something, it's very profound. And it's just very like true to my experience right now. And I love it. Thank you so much. I swear. Right now, it's a changing season. I'm going through change. But I'm excited. Yeah. I'm so glad I met everybody in here right now, y'all. For sure. Aren't y'all? Sure. Don't y'all love him up here with me? Y'all love it, don't you?
They came here for you. They not studying me.
No. This is a beautiful thing, though. But I'm not going to keep you, though, D, because I know that you just say you're up here for a minute. But
I mean, I'm here now. You might as well make the most of it. We're here now.
I know, right? He really is preaching candy. Period. Like sometimes, and then that's the thing. Like me, I be by myself in the house with these kids, so I'm not speaking to other adults some days, and it's just like you start second guessing yourself. You don't know what you're supposed to be doing. You're just like I created even a Fiverr account. I'm trying to I said, I don't really edit videos, but I'm like, I'm doing it. So maybe I can get practice in charging people just just doing anything. And it's like in doing that, it scares me, but also I feel so like empowered by just like trying to do just random things, you know? But I feel great. Even talking to y'all is great. I love this.
Listen, the creative flow is one of the most beautiful and purest things that you could really be doing. And it's like this, the feeling of it is second to none. You know what I mean? It's like, I can't even explain. It's like heaven. So when you doing that, you living in your authenticity. And when you living in your authenticity, you're living in your purpose. When you're living in your purpose, we can go on and on and on about that. But it's what you're supposed to be doing. That's really all I can say. And it feels fulfilling. It's like food for the soul. And there's nothing that compares to that. Oh, thank you, Therese. Thank you. Let me show you. It's been 9 years. I just had a lot. Well, I have a lock anniversary on my birthday. It's been 9 years, minus a few trims and chops. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, and Chris's birthday's on what your birthday, Chris? The 11th. And
I want y'all to
yours
know
on
I
the
am
10th.
still live.
No, I'm on the 10th.
The
Day after
10th.
me. Yeah.
I'm just letting this
Yeah.
stream
10.
play
10.
because I want to get this content
know.
over on
I'm
my
12
channel.
cats.
We recorded it on her
But
side,
yeah, we're both on
but
the
I want
10th,
it on my
huh?
side as well.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I love you guys. I
you know why
appreciate
you
you
feel like
guys
this is a
for
great
joining.
duo, Avery?
Oh,
Because
Avery, thank you. I
this
love
is
you
that
guys.
Aquarius Sagittarius energy. Go look it up. It's powerful. It really is. And I never knew. There was a point where I never met an Aquarius before. Then I met Chris.
Mhm.
And I was just like, what is this? Like, I don't know. I like how it was like a dance. It was like a perfect
Mhm.
dance. And then I started meeting more Aquariuses, and I was like, how did I never know? You know, I
Mhm.
thought my most compatible sign was Aries,
Mhm.
because that's what the charts and stuff say. But no, Sag and Aquarius is magic every time. Hey, Angela.
What's up, Angela? I remember you from the other live stream.
I know. She comes to every live now that I've done so far.
And see, that's what you need. You need, like, back to
Yeah.
what you're saying about getting with other adults and just having conversations and stuff like that. Like, little do you know, or you may know, you just may have not admitted to yourself, when you meet tribes people, I say tribesmen, but when you meet tribe, that connection is bomb. Like, you'd be like, oh my God, how did I even go through life without having this before? Like, once you get it, it's like, I don't even know how I made it without having these type of connections. Like, what the hell? So
Yeah.
yeah, and it's
I'm
like
feeling
when
that.
you in the house,
This is a
for so
recording of a
long, and stuff, I don't
recording,
have any kids, but I could only
I gotta
imagine
grab
if you
this.
having
I still
always to
appreciate
be
y'all
the one
sticking
who
around
has it
with me.
together, etc. Like, that is draining, especially when you have other individuals depending on you, and then you going through your own stuff too. It's like it's no time for mama to go through what she got to go through. So I got to be strong for the kids, but yet still,
Mm-mm.
it's a thing of, if you not together, you are gonna be no earthly good to nobody. Charity starts at home. And that sounds way more selfish than I mean it, but it's the truth. Your chief responsibility is to self, and then the individuals who you are in charge of taking care of.
I got this too, y'all. This is new.
Therese, you call me D. I was gonna give you my government, but I ain't gonna give you my government. Call me D. That's my middle name. So yeah.
He said he's gonna give you the government.
We're gonna mix two things in one.
Government?
No, I ain't give you the government.
You did it.
If you're gonna mail me something, I gotta give you the government. But but no, I give you the
I
government.
always ask people that. I thought I got that from you.
You asked, you said, what's your name? And I say, call me D.
Yeah, you
That
did.
is
You
indeed
got
a part
around
of my name, though. That's my middle name.
that. Okay. What's your full middle name?
Dale.
Dale. Okay. What's your first name?
Let's see.
You almost
Trying to
got
finagle the
the
government right up out me.
I know it. You said, yeah, it's true. Like, I literally, like, I have sisters and we talk a lot. Like, I call my sisters if I need to talk, especially one of them. She's also Sag. Like, she's my talker sister. But if I don't talk to her, like, even talking to her, I can't talk to her about everything. Right. You need different people to talk to about different things.
Listen,
you
know what, people, so the fact that you said that just makes me want to just really dive in on something. I was having this conversation with a friend a while ago, and I was talking to them. I was like, I have 4 best friends. They was like, how you got 4 best friends? And it's a group. It just so happens it's a group of us that we're really close. But even with us being close now, everybody's kind of doing their own thing. So we've drifted apart. But it's not I don't view it as a negative drift apart. If it's a situation where you're ready to go get your life and get yourself together, please. Because once we built a bond, I'm gonna be here with you. I don't have to talk to you every day for us to remain close. But that's just me. Some people gauge closeness on frequency. I don't. I gauge closeness on vibe. Like, if I don't see you for 2 years and we can pick up where we left off and our vibe is on point, we close. Versus if we don't talk for 3 days and we in disarray, we're not close. We were in the relationship for convenience and whatever that means. But a lot of people they take offense when people have other people that they talk about other things with. You can't talk to everybody about everything. Like I wouldn't go to my professional friend and tell him about my debauchery. I just wouldn't. That's just not our relationship. That's not how we're gonna ride. You're gonna be looking at me like, nigga, I thought you only talk about 401k. Like, what are you doing?
Right.
It's just like I'm not gonna go to my friend. I'm not gonna go to my friend who, you know, we talk about the thought stuff with and be like, yo, I'm thinking about diversifying my portfolio. He's gonna be like, the fuck? You know what I mean?
That's
So you have right, that's not what we do. You have different people and different individuals for different things. And you supposed to have that type of variety. You know what I mean? So a lot of people just take offense to stuff that don't have no business. And like it's not even personal. It ain't even really about you.
It's not personal.
Yeah,
that's
Teresa,
what people need to understand.
That's very true. It is challenging as an adult to make friends. It's even more challenging to be in a relationship and trying to make friends. It's so odd because it's like you got to try to figure out, you know, it's people trying to figure out your true intentions. You got to figure out people's true intentions. Folks feel like you can't have friends of the opposite sex without something going on. This is stressing me out.
Yeah, it's a lot. But really, and I think that that's what we're here for. Well, not the full reason, but part of the reason, a big part of the reason I believe that we're here, and this has been proven in my lifetime after time, is to connect with each other. It's a powerful thing. Yeah. When you connect with somebody, it's so beautiful. You feel so warm. You feel so protected and kept and like secure and safe. It's just so beautiful.
Yeah.
So why not? Like, even if you're in a relationship, just like you said, I believe you can be friends with the opposite sex.
I believe so
if
too.
You know what? You know, if you have boundaries, you know.
I'm a firm believer of boundaries. Like, I set them, reset them, talk about them, reset them again. Like, I'm a firm believer in boundaries. Like, for real. Like, whether it's professional, it's friendships, relationships. Like, I'm all about keeping the boundaries. And a lot, but see that can be where Aquarius can be a lot to certain people because
Lord.
It can be because Aquarius. I can only speak for me, but I'm gonna just
let me put them back up there. Let me put y'all back up there all day.
That's right. We are magic.
I keep saying, please get out their face.
We are
please
magic.
Keep it moving.
Yes, we are magic. But you know, that's kind of what Aquarius is. I'll say from in my experience, that's one thing Aquariuses do. We can be very appeasing for a while until you cross that boundary. And when that boundary cross, it's like, let me get all of this stuff that's been going wrong together because now I've had enough. And that's one of our areas of development that we need to get better about. We have to get more boundary before it gets to be too much because we'll take. And then when the bow break, it's like, oh, everybody get ready to catch it. And that's not the most positive way to handle it. So yeah, we do, Therese.
Yeah, they make the relationship last. It's just like you said, it's okay to reset the boundaries. It really is.
It's like nothing is to death. It's like if we had a falling out, usually it's not to death. And if we have a falling out, we can talk about it. We can move forward. We all good. So it's very few things that I'm a no-go about. It's very few. Like usually I'm very flexible about a lot of stuff. But I will say this: you can cross my boundary with one thing, and I'm through with you. Just like, and like you said in the other stream, will clean be done with you? You'd be like, oh, I thought we were friends. Like, who? Appreciate you, John.
Right.
I appreciate you, brother.
What your name is anymore.
Like,
yeah, I can believe that.
Like, who did you come here with?
How did you even get here? Get out of my house. Yeah, but I agree, Teresa. I think that Black people, I was just he's not in here anymore, but the Real Talk 87's live stream. And he was talking about, it's not the same subject, but he was talking about the Illuminati and the spirituality and stuff like that. And it was somebody who came in the chat and he was just like all talking about facts and, you know, and I just simply stated like, Black people don't deal in facts. We deal in feeling. We deal in, you know, just a feeling, you know, but I believe that. I feel like Black people, we're just a emotional group of people, and we're very feeling driven, you know. So, and I realized that about myself, you know, when I connect with people, it's just beautiful. Like I just feel so overwhelmed, you know. And it is important for me personally to set boundaries for myself, because I will take it all. I will just be there too long. I will just like eat up all your energy, you know.
But you know what? That's where a well-developed individual who has a healthy relationship with setting boundaries can be helpful.
Yeah.
Because you'll learn through that, like, oh, that's a ism of mine. I have the propensity to do that. Let me, you know, tuck it back in a little bit, because, you know, I'm not trying to run nobody away. And so you'll be like, oh, okay, I appreciate you letting me know. You know what I mean? Especially as we become older and more well-adjusted, I won't say older, more well-adjusted in life. You start to pick up on those social cues, like, yeah, that's a me thing. Because one thing I know that I have the propensity to do is I can speak with supreme authority, and it makes other people feel like they don't have room to have an opinion. When in fact, from my experience, I won't say shrunk, but in my past, I tended to be more quiet. And so now that I'm coming into my true awakening, I'm loud. I'm telling you how I feel, why I feel the way I feel, and I can speak about it with such conviction and make you feel like, well, shit, is that the truth? I love Virgos, and that's how I bring it. But that in the past has allowed other people around me to feel like, well, I can't have an opinion when you have one, because yours is superlative and you speak in absolute fact, and nobody has room to say anything contrary.
I bring the facts. That's just really what I normally do.
You feel like you dialed it back with people saying that?
I doubt it. Well, no, I won't say no, I won't say that. But what I'm saying, it was my propensity in the beginning, in the earlier stages of my life, to shrink and be quiet. So now I'm at the point where I'm sitting up and I'm saying what I'm feeling and going, speaking about my experience, etc. But now, knowing what I know now, I found myself kind of remanding certain things. Like I'd be like, yeah, so and so. I think, you know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to think what I said. Like, I was watching, what was I watching? I think I was watching Project Runway, and I was like, oh, so and so, that's an ugly dress, in my opinion. You know what I mean? So just kind of toss that disclaimer. This is of my opinion. This is of my thought. I'm not saying what I'm saying is law, even though it's coming from Yeah.
I'm coming into that now. I've actually had people in my past tell me, you know, I'm not law. And when I say things, I need to say, this is how I feel. And I'm like, girl, ain't nobody trying to say all that. I said what I said. I'm not going to go through all that. It's me saying it, so it's how I feel. But I completely understand, because I went through that stage where I was feeling insecure about being too outspoken. That's just who I am. And then I dialed it back. Now I think I'm at the beginning of, you know, just saying what I want to and be confident in saying it. Because I don't like to apologize for what I say.
I get you. Like,
filtering myself is just not the move. I don't like it.
Yeah.
To a certain extent. But
I feel you on that, because you know what? Like, I learned one of my patterns is extreme left, extreme right, and then I struggle with getting it back to the middle. That's one of the things I do. So either I'll be too lax on something, then the next change of behavior is to be too strict on something, that same thing, and then my focus is to hone it in the middle where there's a firm balance and a firm harmony. Like, okay, I'm firm on it, but I have some flexibility on it, and it's not so stringent and tight.
Yeah, because I'm thinking, is it people's perception that I'm dominating this conversation, or am I actually doing that? And sometimes I'm like, I'm not doing that. I think it's a little bit of both. I think I do there is always room for me to kind of dial it back a little bit, but at the same time, it's like, you know, put your big girl panties on. Stop.
Yeah, but see, that should kind of show you and tell you, if you really look within, that should show and tell you you're supposed to be doing something where that there's room for you to be this big dominant individual. That should show you and prepare you forward. Like, you need to be somewhere where you like, damn it, this is what it is, and this is what y'all gonna take. And there needs to be room for that. It needs to be accepted, whether that's either in entertainment or the various places for, you know what I mean? So I'm not exactly sure what your calling is, or if you know what it is yet, but I think each day you're getting closer to it.
I am. I feel that, and it is kind of unnerving. I'm a little nervous about it, and I'm a little like excited. I'm a little all over the place. So I think that's where my anxiety comes from. Like I'm very anxious these days, and I think it's like actually, Mr. Christopher, why you in here asking questions? He asked me today, do I think I'm impatient? And I was like, why? Like, do you think I'm impatient? Like, I was ready for him. Like, stop telling me. And but I was like, I want to know. Like, I want feedback. And a lot of the times, I think that I do speak so confidently. People don't. They fear telling me these things. But my thing is like, just tell me, because you never say it, so you don't know what my response is going to be. You know.
Yeah.
But I do need to know, just like you said, how to gauge my interaction with people, so I'm not so overbearing. And also, I want to know my strengths. I want people to tell me sometimes, because I can't see. I'm coming out of an abusive relationship with somebody
Russell
who made it
my brother
his life to be like, you ain't shit.
I'm actually recapturing a live that I was on a couple of days ago, or a couple weeks ago,
like, oh,
and
no,
I just wanted to hop
the
on here and
shit.
capture that,
So something that
and
I need you to
also
tell me. I don't
prep
need
for
you
a
to just tell me
podcast
I'm
that I'm ready to do with a friend later on.
but it's all in love.
And I figured I would kind of
I really
also
like
talk about
what going through
fragrances
is
as well
exactly
here
what I
and
was
there
talking about.
in the chat. So
Extreme
I
left,
appreciate you
extreme
guys for
right,
stopping
now
by
you
and watching
honing in on the middle
me and
ground.
spending a little time with Uncommon
And to
Sense.
answer your question, Chris, I'll be 38.
We'll be doing more
February.
lives
I'm 37
soon. It's just been a crazy time, and I've been having to slow down a little bit to make sure that I can keep up with it all.
When I tell you, I've lived a lot of lives, and when I say that, I don't mean like I was a bigamist and I was a con man. I've had a lot of life experience for 37, and that a lot of people tend to think I'm much older than I am. Not that I look old.
No.
The moisturizer, you know what I'm saying? But no, like I've been through a lot, and what I've been trying to really do is make each experience mean something, and just kind of derive a meaning for it, even if that's not the truth, even if it's not pretty. Try to derive a meaning for it, because that's what kind of keep us going. Like, if you can usurp some truth or some lesson out of something, you're like, okay, I had to lose that job in order to figure out, yo, you're not supposed to be working in recruiting, or you're not supposed to be working for a higher ed institution. You actually need to be working in podcasting or in TV or broadcast or something like that. You needed to lose that job and be uncomfortable so that you could really start to figure out what the hell you're supposed to be doing. And yes, it may have been uncomfortable. Yes, it may have sucked not making ends meet, but guess what? You're one step closer to what you're really supposed to be doing, and that is what's going to be the true reward.
Yeah, I believe that, and I'm getting there. I'm so excited. Yeah, when I look at your channel, like I of course I've been running your playlist, so I've just been looking at you all day. I know, but I'm like, he speaks so confidently. Like, I love this. You're so into your craft, even like with your equipment. Every video gets just a little better. It's just like I
like
can
the third
see your
person
growth.
that said that. Thank you.
Yeah, I can see your growth, and it's like, hey, Slim Jim.
What's up, Slim Jim?
It's inspiring, and anybody, I just want to say this: if anybody's like, I know you're saying you're past this point, but if they're saying that you're like too much, they're not enough, because you're just enough. I love it.
I appreciate that.
I love listening to you talk.
It's been some time to get to this point. Like, that's what a lot of folks don't understand. And Slim Jim, I still had you running, even though I hopped on the live stream. I still had you running in another tab. I just kind of had to turn you down the taste, but I heard you all the way up until probably about like 5 or so minutes ago. But well, you kind of got to, because we'll be able to hear the feedback on your side.
Yeah.
But it's been some time. Like, I didn't seriously start like really uploading and doing this until it's coming up on 2.5 years. It's been some time, but I wasn't quote unquote serious about it till earlier this year, to be honest with you. Like, it's trial and error, to be completely honest. Trial and error. And I want to say this is okay. So I'm actually getting ready to do what I do to keep myself focused. I try to derive meaning from everything.
Abraham,
kind of going back to that thing of
my
living
man.
several lives. I spent 10 years in HR recruitment. And
This
selection,
is what I
so
wanted to
on
do.
the phone all the time.
I wanted to share this
Screening
experience
people,
with y'all,
telling
because
hiring managers
this happened probably 2 weeks ago,
candidates,
right?
talking
So
about
I wanted to bring this experience
wage negotiations
to my channel, so
the
that you
market
guys
is paying
can get
and
a visual
developing
of this
plans
as well. So
about
I appreciate
just a
you,
myriad
bro.
of different things. And I really feel like each thing that I've went through has kind of geared me and gotten me ready to do this. And that's what I got to hold on to kind of keep me going forward. Like, okay, yeah, so that may have sucked. I may have been in that job, I may have been in that field for 10 years and never really reached the acclaim that I felt I needed to reach. I may have never got paid what I felt I was worth. But think about it like this: had you got paid what you were worth, would you really have moved forward to do what you really supposed to do? So it sucks. It's very uncomfortable to be like, yo, I stayed in the job 5 years and never got a raise with that. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, it hurt. Yeah, it made me second guess myself. But guess what also it did? It helped me to grow up and mature to be like, not that again. Not doing that. And so each failing forward, like each step, it'd be like, okay, let's get along, little doggy. Let's get where we going. So I'm looking at the chat. Somebody said, oh, that's Chris.
Avery, he had a question. He was saying,
what you say, Avery? I missed it.
Some people are extrovert versus introvert. What y'all think about that? Yeah, some people are. I'm some of both. Just depends on the environment. Some people will be like, what's wrong with you? Are you mute? Could you believe me not talking? But I do that sometimes.
You're what's called an ambivert. And I feel like I am too. I'm an ambivert because I can be extroverted and I can be extremely introverted. Like you were saying the other day, like I come in a situation and be like the whole time quiet, like, are you good? Like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm just peeping and seeing.
Yeah.
And then in other situations, it'd just be like, yo, what's going on, y'all? Da, da, da. Be the life of the party. It's really dependent on the vibe. Like, I let that dictate everything. I appreciate that, Chris. I've had a lot of practice doing this. I will tell you that, whether it's like I said, working on the phone, just in life, to be honest with you. So
that's how you get your practice in life.
Yeah, like I've had that thing of talking too much and needing to be quiet. Then I've had that thing of not talking enough. So again, it's that harmonious balance, like listening enough and talk and being responsive enough. Because that was a habit I had at one point in time. I would listen just enough to be able to respond, and that's not what you do. You listen for understanding. And then you have your conversation, because at the end of the day, it's not about who's right, who's wrong. Did you hear what I said? Does it make a difference? And do we understand each other? Because we can have a conversation about anything and we can have a disagreement about anything. But as long as I come away from it kind of understanding where you are and you understand where I'm at, I'm good. Like I don't need to get you over to my side and in my realm of saying and feeling how I feel. Can you acknowledge what I said? Can you acknowledge how it can be perceived the way I'm feeling? Or
thanks for stopping by, Barry.
Cool.
Something a little different today.
As long as we can get there, I'm
capturing a live stream that I was on a couple weeks ago
with
another creative.
Like,
and I figured out this was the best way for me to get that content on my channel and also share with you guys a little bit more about me, how and who I am outside of FragCom. So it's a little different tonight, but I am asking everybody to drop their scent of the day.
No.
I'm rocking Halloween Man.
Each move
today.
Definitely helped
I'm rocking
you.
Halloween Man shot.
Each move definitely helps.
I just got this
because, like I said, we
no
always kind of think like, if I not went through that rough thing, I would be better.
Love this.
Probably not.
Really. I got an OG bottle.
Probably not really.
And then I doubled up.
Thing kind of either help shape
one of the new bottles,
or kind of like it treated you like I'll say it treated like
this is dope,
pinball. Or
I have to say,
like by you running into that one thing, now your path has changed and now you headed straight to something else. So it's like that. Those tough things are necessary, and of course they're gonna be uncomfortable as hell. I get it, but that one thing, once you look back on it, you be like, I'm kind of glad that happened.
Yeah, straight up. I don't have any regrets. Like I always say that, like I've been through a lot. Just like you said, it's like I don't have a degree, but I have been through so many things in life that have made me who I am, and so many things that I paid attention to that I've learned that I feel like have benefited me, right?
Yeah.
And at one point I was so insecure because I'm like, I haven't done anything. I don't have a degree. I had kids too early. I'm doing all this stuff. But really, life is your biggest teacher.
Yeah.
And you don't have to wait for somebody to say you're intelligent because you went to school and got a degree. It's an accomplishment, you know?
I know plenty of educated dummies. I know you know.
Educated. There's so many of them.
Exactly.
Many of them. I'm just like, what the heck, you know?
Yeah.
But yes, I had to learn, and I'm still learning how to be proud of my accomplishments. Because people don't want to give it to you. They like, first question, what do you do? Where do you work? How much money you got in the bank? Let me see your car. And then that's it, you know? So, and that's the thing. I was even saying earlier, I wouldn't even have this channel, honestly, if my baby daddy was still alive, because he had his foot on my neck. He was a big reason why.
Shout out to Keith over at the Fragrant Life.
So
my man stopped by earlier.
If I listened to him, I wouldn't be doing this right now. And honestly,
I just
want
to show gratitude to another fellow fragchat member and a brother from another mother.
And I'm talking
just want
to
to give
right
him
now.
his
Like,
props.
this is so beautiful to me.
That's my boy.
Like, it's so much.
That's my guy. It's
so
rewarding in and of itself, and a lot of people just don't get that. They think it's silly. Like, you talking to people on the internet you don't even know. Trust me, I know them. Because the vibe was right. The vibe was right, and the universe connected you to these people that you're supposed to be connected to. For whatever reason that's bigger than ourselves, we will find that out sooner or later. So I'm thankful to even be here talking to y'all, for real. Because like this is something that, like I said, I do this for free right now. Until we can start to like really monetize the channel and like really do more. But I do this for free right now. I do it joyfully. And it's just something that it makes my day.
Is it for free? It's not for free. You know, you can get rewarded in different ways. That's how I see it. And a lot of people like to comment, but can you get up here? No.
Yeah. And then that's another thing. A lot of people think it's easy. It is not. It is so not. And to go back to what you were saying about, you know, being anxious and nervous, etc., I have had to learn to just change the language into that. Because low key, your body don't know the difference between being nervous and excited. So in stuff I don't want to do or stuff that's making me anxious, I tell myself like, I'm excited. And eventually you get excited about it. Like every time I do a live, because I used to do a live like every other week with me and another, my sister from another Mr. I'm gonna call her, with another individual in Fragcom. We do a live every other Thursday, and then sometimes I do my own. But the moment it's time for me to do mine, like I take my time and just like really work through what I'm feeling. Like, okay, we have to be live. We have to get on and do this thing. And it's like each time that I've done it, it's not gotten easier. But each time I tell myself, yo, you excited and it's gonna be all good. What's gonna happen is gonna happen.
Yeah. And every time I went live, I've been pleasantly surprised. Like every time it's better than the last, you know? It's crazy. I didn't think I was gonna be on here with D tonight, with Deja popping in the building and my side boo over here in the chat. I'm just you know,
Avery, throw the link out there to Avery. Tell him to hop on. You don't need no haircut.
Avery, you better hop on. Hold on.
You don't need no haircut.
You don't. And Avery always looks perfect. So I don't know why he's doing this. Why are you doing
this? I'll be sitting up on live without getting my retwist. And how you know I ain't had no retwist because I got on the hat.
Look at me right now, y'all. I got in the shower. These eyebrows, I didn't even comb them. I didn't even comb these brows today, okay? So Avery, you can get up here. He's perfection and he knows it.
Well, hop on.
Slim, hop on. Where you at,
sure.
Slim?
It gets easier.
You just on live, so
I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like
he was cooking.
I do live.
He took us in the kitchen and was cooking and whatnot.
I thought it does what it does. You know what I mean? Like I actually enjoy it big time.
But I did have streaming.
Thanks for stopping by. I'm doing a double stream. I'm actually pulling content from another channel that I was on.
I'm so happy
so it can end up on my side for the playback. But
stop trying to hide.
We're just chatting about, you know, life stuff. Dropping a few gems because this live was amazing. It was a great experience to be on Kiana's channel and just talk about what we were talking about and discuss life and things that we go through, creativity, all that type of stuff.
So you doing your nails? Where you at?
That's what it is. A little double duty. I'm telling everybody, I just got Noir Skis, Larkis, and Perfume, and just sharing it out. I appreciate all you guys for stopping by. I
Yeah, I'm
really
so
didn't
glad
think
everybody's in
I
here
didn't think
tonight.
nobody's
Thank you
gonna
guys
hop
for
on
joining.
here.
Slim Jim,
The main
Jay,
purpose was
thank you
just for
for
me to
joining
pull this
after your live.
content
Like you was
so they can
already
end up on my channel
up
for
and doing your
playback.
thing, and then you joined mine. That's love.
And then what I was
And just
gonna
like D
do
was
is
saying, I'm
prep for a
building my
podcast that I'm
tribe, but I'm
filming
so
tonight about
happy.
R&B
Yeah, when I
music.
first
So
popped on, he was like,
that's
"Yo,
separate. That
Uncommon."
won't air
Kiana
on
was
Uncommon
talking about
Sense.
how
That
she
will
been having
actually
these
end
dreams
up
or whatnot. What you think about
wherever
that?
podcasts are hosted. So me and a friend are
And then,
working
like, you
through
were in
getting
there for a
that
second, then you
up and
disappeared,
on.
and then I
And
like
that's
I
just
said,
another thing I'm
I was
trying to
doing
do.
double
So,
duty. So
you know,
I was
I stay
streaming.
busy in
I was
these
streaming your channel,
YouTube
and
and
then
Twitter
I was doing
and
some editing.
designing streets.
And then when I clicked out of doing some
I
editing
thank all y'all
on
for being
some of
here.
my videos I already
For real.
posted,
like y'all know,
I saw you was
y'all
on
will
live.
never know
I'm
how
like,
much that mean to me, but
okay,
I
let me
won't
hop
stop
in. Let me
trying
pull up
to
your live.
make
So I
sure
pulled
y'all
you
know.
up,
So I
and I
really
had y'all going
appreciate
at the
y'all
same
because y'all
time.
could be anywhere in the
And
world
even
tonight, but you're here with me.
even then, I had
And I
my audio
appreciate that.
going on the project I'm working on, and I'm doing all these different things. I'm trying to chat. I'm tapping in both chats and just multitasking like hell. But to me, this is time well spent. Like, I would much rather be doing this than anything else, to be quite honest with you. Like,
Me
I say this
too.
all the time. I do this for free at this point, quote unquote. But like I will continue. I will continue to. I will continue to until
Me too.
my creative endeavors start to make the way for my life, so that I can scale back working so much. Because like I work like hell. Like it's times I do 50 some odd hours, and since I work at a not for profit, you only getting paid for the 37 that you that you
Mhm.
contracted for. And that's a lot of people don't understand that is a sacrifice. Do you know how challenging it is? I know you do because you work in education, but you know how
Mhm.
challenging it is to give you my time free when I could be doing something else with that. And then for people to have the attitude and feeling where you should just be available and you could always be doing more. Do you know how challenging that is?
It's very
Ugh.
challenging. It really is. And I always say, like, I'm all heart. So I love, like, even with the Black Content Corner, I made that series just so I
Yeah.
could tell people, I love you so much on my free time, you know? So that to me is not work. I love it. And, but yeah, I don't think that's another story. I'm about to quit. I'm not going to quit just like irresponsibly, but I'm really not trying to work for nobody. I'm trying to do what my heart wants to do, what I, crave doing with my time. So it's not work.
Yeah.
Like it's look at the time and look where we
Yeah.
at. I love it.
Yeah. And
I just feel
again,
so
like
good.
I can do this up to like 4 or 5 in the morning, knowing I need to be up at 9 and do not care.
Yeah.
It just be a thing. It just be like, okay,
Thank you.
well,
I'm
I'll
actually
get me a
gonna
coffee and I'll
start.
be fine.
I'm gonna start doing what
I'll
I need
deal
to
with
do to
it.
prep
I'll work through
for starting my own
Yeah.
podcast to talk
And yeah,
about
I've been
fragrance,
literally by
health,
myself all day. So
wealth,
I'm thoroughly
beauty,
enjoying myself.
fashion,
Of course, my
design,
kids be here.
all the things
Yeah.
I like. I'm really
They
into.
just.
I'm gonna start working on that
Somebody coming
very soon.
on.
So
Who coming on?
stay tuned.
I heard somebody say they was trying to put a camera together. Who we got?
Wait. It's supposed to be the GOAT. Where is he?
I saw something streaming a second ago.
There he goes. The GOAT is here. Wait, you freezing?
Yeah, what's happening?
Hold on.
Okay.
Let me see.
What's up, y'all? What's up?
All right, what's going on?
She told me I gotta come on. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, everybody? Hey, one mother and one daughter. What's going
We having
on,
a hard time hearing
everybody?
you.
I don't know if I'm delayed or whatnot, but you know what I'm saying? I'm looking on my phone right here and looking at y'all on the iPad down here, you know, and I'm just cooling right now. I'm about to listen to oh, can you hear me? Oh, hello? Can
A
y'all
little
hear me
bit.
good?
We can hear you. We can hear you. You
Hello?
breaking up a little bit.
Do you hear
Deja,
what I
he's
hear? No,
so
can y'all hear me?
freaking cool, Deja.
Yeah, it's probably
Like he's
this phone sucks
super.
right now, so
I know. We can hear you though. Don't go.
this phone
Work
sucks.
it out.
It's sucking.
What are you doing?
Hello?
You're
Can
doing
y'all hear
it
me?
on purpose. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna come back.
Okay, come back. I'm gonna post it there. Yeah,
Oh.
whoever wanted to follow,
Okay.
You can't hear us.
Yeah, I'm just coming up with this thing for a little minute. You know, want to holler at y'all. You know what I'm saying? Say what's up.
Thank you.
What's
I appreciate
happening?
it.
Check it out. If you're still on within the next hour, because I got a couple of things going for his project, and you know what I'm saying, and I'm up here cooking the chicken still. You know what I'm saying. So as soon as I get back settled and cooled out, then I'm coming back to the doodle
Okay.
one.
I heard you, Jay. Go ahead, tend to the chicken.
I'll be back, y'all.
All right.
Go tend to the chicken.
Chat.
Thank you for coming on. What?
Lord.
That's what's up. I remember I used to stalk his page and I used to give him shout outs. Slim Jim would just come to my channel and now he's here like every time.
That's lit. That's it's super dope to, like I said, to find people that you would normally hang out with anyway and be cool with them. And they'd be like,
that's what I do.
We cool across the internet. That would be cool with you for real. And then on top of that, to find out you're a creative too, it's like you got to believe in other forces bigger than ourselves.
That's what I do, y'all. I find people that I want to be friends with, and I stalk them, and then I make you my friend.
How did we become connected? I don't even remember.
It was a while ago because I always saw your name pop up. You would comment on my videos, and then I would come and check you out. But we just was never. It was very,
touch and go
here and there. And then what was it? I was just so surprised when you came in my life, and I just feel like, what was it? Just last night?
I think last night was the first time I actually caught one, like as it was going on.
Y'all thought we knew each other for a long time, didn't y'all? We didn't. We don't. That's that Sagittarius Aquarius connection. I officially met this man last night. Y'all ain't know that, did y'all?
Yeah, but we've been in each other comments for what, probably like April?
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah, since April.
Yeah.
Yeah, April-ish.
Yeah. Somewhere.
But yeah, that's why I say the internet is a great place. It can be a great place. Sometimes I hate it. I ain't gonna lie. It's be like it can get negative and overwhelming. Yeah. Y'all know when I have my.
But that's just, you know what? I'm gonna challenge you to look at it a little different. When you feel it get negative, overwhelming, it's just time for you to change the lens.
That's what it is.
Wipe it off and reset.
That's kind of what. Yeah, that inspired me too to just make my channel a little bit more positive. Like I'm not a real negative person anyway, but I was in that negative drama. You already know the whole T.S. Madison situation.
I watched bits and pieces of it.
I was like, this is not what I want. I don't want this type of energy coming towards me because it just felt horrible. And if you guys have ever had multiple strangers coming at you from every angle to your one self, oh my God, I don't wish that on nobody. It's a lot to combat. And knowing that I was like not saying anything, I wasn't trying to be offensive, but I could see how people ain't trying to hear that. And then you can't please everybody. It was a lot. So I kind of took a step back and I said, what do I do when I feel bad? And I was like, you give when you feel bad, because when you give, you feel better. So that's how the Black has.
Yeah.
Angela, you back in
That was
here.
the call-in number.
Right.
She said, what's the call-in number? 1-888-DJ.
We got a link here. You see the link is right above your last comment.
I'm gonna pause it there for a quick second, just because. The conversation we were having at that point is going into it was really going to something very personal. So I'm gonna leave it there for a second, but I just want to address a few things in the comments. You guys are, like I said, some of the best people I've ever met, and although we've not had a chance to meet
physically, I feel like I know a great deal of y'all very well just by watching your videos consistently, just about learning about your tastes, your preferences, interacting in the lives, how you guys show up and support. That means the world to me. And like I said, I have people in my life that have not shown me this level of support that, for lack of a better word, total strangers have shown me. And that to me means the world to me. What's going on, Fragrance Anatomy? What's going on, brother? I'm gonna shout y'all all out now, since, you know, in this as I'm capturing this live from another channel, it's hard for you guys probably to hear over us talking, because Kiana and I were chatting it up. We literally sat on this live and talked for about like 3 or 4 hours, like catching up like old friends, you know what I mean? And like I was telling, that's Kiana from KianaVision. Excuse me, she's another creative. And like I was telling her, when you raise your vibe, you really start to attract your tribe. And that's what I've been learning in my experience with connecting with other individuals, whether it's fragcom, other designers, other creatives. Like that experience and that collection of energy is so precious and so pure. Like that is one of the best things I've ever experienced. So I just want to get on, shout all y'all out. Barry from Centralized, I appreciate you, brother, for stopping by, supporting like you always do. Perfumes with Pat, love you, sister. I know we just came into contact recently, but love your channel, love what you do. Fragrance Anatomy, brother, love your channel, love what you do, love your energy. I just appreciate you. Who else we got in there? Who else stopped through? Abraham, bro, I appreciate you. You show up, you show out, you support. That's more than I could even ask for. Well, that's I want to make sure I give everybody their shine. Russell Anderson, this brother right here is somebody who, if he knows something, has no problem sharing the information with you. And that's a little bit more of what we need when it comes to fragrance community, etc. I saw somebody put in the chat that most YouTubers, here you go, most YouTubers give up before 1K. So to get there is an achievement in and of itself. Indeed, man. Like when I started doing this, I never thought that it would get to, I never thought that it would get to the level that it's gotten. And this is, to be quite honest with you, this is only the tip of the iceberg, I feel, you know what I mean? Like this is just the beginning. So in roughly about a year and change, this is how it's grown. And to be honest with you, for the better part of the beginning of that year, I wasn't that serious about it. I would have posted a video here and there, and it really wasn't. It was honestly just an outlet, just something I like to do, which of course it still is something that I like to do. But when I started being more consistent, when I started connecting with individuals, when I started really delving in deep into it and like really giving over to the urge that I had to be on camera talking about fragrances and things that I actually absolutely love and adore, that's when things started happening. You start meeting people, you start coming into contact with other individuals, like, yo, you do this too? And like, you know what I mean? You start to feel less like you're the only one that does certain things. And then you start to really come to understand, like, it's other people out here like me. No, they may not be down the street. No, they may not be around the block, but it's other individuals who I can have a camaraderie with about something that other people may believe is fleeting. So I just appreciate y'all. Catching up, Abraham. I'll put your comment on screen. Prime example, you know, like I really don't know what that is, and it's very interesting and funny that it's almost easier to find support from a total stranger than the people you quote unquote have known all your life, grew up with, grown with, all of that. It's sad in a way, but you know what? It's empowering in another way, because it lets you know, or reaffirms faith that, yo, even if you thought faith in humanity was gone, it's restored. Like a total stranger, for lack of a better words, because y'all not strangers to me. Y'all extensions of my family, whether you know it or not. Y'all family to me. So that's that. And if you don't like it, you still family. So, but yeah, that's how it is. I read something on Instagram that said, you want unconditional support, start fucking with strangers. And to be completely honest with you, that has not been wrong. I've had support from people that did not know me through and through, like undying support. And the people who I'm related to, have been friends with, whatever, they have that conditional support. If it's beneficial to them, like if they feel like it, you know what I mean? And it's just like, no, you never want somebody to be indebted to you, or, you know, you never want them to feel obligated to help. But you would kind of think it would just kind of come second nature. Like, you my fam. I support you. You know what I mean? My sister hops on here every now and again. So I'm not talking about her, but I'm just talking about family in general and friends in general. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's just so weird sometimes. What's going on? Reviews from the 6th, brother. You just did a live the other day. Yesterday, matter of fact. And yeah, like, so like I'm kind of prefacing this with everybody. I'm actually capturing my time on the video with another creative, because when I looked back on that video, like, we were talking about some real shit. And when she replayed it back, she was like, yo, you need to put this video up on your channel, because you're like, you was spitting some, you was spitting something, or like Abraham said, dropping some gems. So I said, okay, I got to figure out how to get the video from her side to my side. I couldn't figure out an easy way to do it. So I was on another friend's channel who I actually met through Kiana, and he was showing streams from everybody's channel, like giving them support, shouting them out and all of that. And I was like, it clicked, like, that's it. Stream it off her page to your page in a live. You can interact with it. You can get the content on your page. Boom, best of both worlds. And it was like, so that's actually what I'm doing. But I definitely wanted to talk to you guys about some fragrances and whatnot. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. And since we got the live stream paused that I'm recording, we're gonna hop in here and just talk about a few fragrances, because y'all know why y'all came here. Y'all want to talk about fragrances, not sit up here and hear me talk about life. But it's some gems in there. I put this one up there earlier. It's a new one for me. I ordered one and it took forever for it to come. So I actually disputed it. I disputed it with the company, and because I had ordered it like middle September, and it hadn't gotten here. I disputed it with the company, and man, one of the gentlemen in Fragcom and one of the fragrance groups I'm in was like, yo, if you still want that large Scent Parfum Noir Exquise, I'll sell it to you. He sold it to me. It came like in 3 days. Lo and behold, the one I had disputed, the one I had been waiting on for almost 2 weeks, it came in the middle. It came Friday. It came last Friday. So is what it is. So now I got backup bottles. But I will tell you guys this. I was not in the beginning, I was not as much of a fan of the hype as this was getting. But if you guys like By the Fireplace by Maison Martin Margiela, you will love this one. The only thing about Noir Exquise is I like the fact that Martin Margiela's By the Fireplace is just a smidge more smoky. This one doesn't get smoky until toward the end. It stays sweet and hazelnutty for a good part of the fragrance. But I will tell you this, for a niche, this is my first time like really getting into Large Scent Parfum. I'm lying. Timbuktu is my first fragrance by a Large Scent Parfum. But that bottle's beautiful too. I won't lie to you guys. Heavy top, nice sturdy glasses, got a bomb atomizer too. My room is gonna smell like hazelnut, chocolate, and like a fireplace, but let y'all see this stream. It's real. It's kind of chocolatey. It's sweet. It's sensual too. Like this one, I think not fall. I think I'm gonna rock this one in the wintertime. So don't be surprised if you guys see this on the winter list. Yeah, Barry, By the Fireplace is dope. I have it in a, it's up there somewhere. I have it in a discovery set, and I wasn't able to really find By the Fireplace. And so I was on, I think it was a live with me and Dr. Rose, and we were talking about, she was talking about this one. She was like, don't get By the Fireplace, get Noir Exquise. I was skeptical, I won't lie to you guys, but I'm a believer now. Hopefully you guys are believers as well. Check it out if you have not, because it is amazing. It is amazing. What's going on, Say It? If I didn't shout you out, I'm shouting you out, brother. Barry, Thank you, bro. I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much. And you know what? Like the, the funny thing about it is my dad, before he passed, he told me a long time ago, he was like, boy, I knew you were gonna be something the moment you start talking. He was like, the moment you start talking, like consistently, the moment you start talking consistently, I knew you were gonna be something else. So you know what? It's just, I guess it just kind of goes to show you never know what you're supposed to be doing. And what I'm supposed to be doing probably is supposed to be in radio, entertainment, broadcasting, podcast, or something like that. So I'm following that a little bit, you know what I mean? And I get a chance to do a little bit of what I love to do, which is one, talk about fragrances. I love to do that. And I also get a chance to interact with you guys in this type of platform in video form too. You know what I mean? Like I'm starting to like this sitting with the microphone with good audio quality. I love this microphone. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I love this microphone. It makes me feel like Herb Kent, the cool gent, rest his soul. But yeah, I like, this is like one of the funnest things for me to do. Like I've already worked, like I've done all my hours for today in terms of working at my I'm gonna call it my side job, the job that actually pays and helps me pay the bills. But this is my real job, this interaction and interacting with my fellow frag commonites. And you know what I mean? Like this ain't even a job. Like I do this for free. I would do this for free. So definitely get that discovery set. Get the discovery set. It's on sale. I think I got mine from Ulta or Sephora. I got it from Sephora. I paid $38 for it. And then I bought Center at the time too. So free shipping, all that. I think I may have paid $65 for both of them. Nope, I take that back. I got three things. I had a small decant of Joe Malone, but I got rid of that because of what they got going, the things that recently happened with John Boyega and how they kind of just disregarded his campaign that he shot, like all of that mess. I just really don't have time, energy for the way that things are being done. And again, I know Joe Malone, a spokesperson for Joe Malone was saying basically, you know, they were apologetic about how that was handled. Yeah, I definitely believe that it could have been handled better. And I feel like more than an apology was owed. So I'll leave that there. Scent of the day, Rasasi Lajuquan Porom. Great scent of the day. Great scent of the day. I think that's, is it a dupe of Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille? Let me know. I love Whispers in the Library. I do too. Tyree Beatty put me on to Whispers in the Library. And that's one of the reasons I actually ended up getting the discovery set. It was chiefly for Whispers in the Library. Second, it was for Jazz Club. Third, it was for By the Fireplace. I've been hearing so much about it. Fourth, it was for Under the Lemon Tree. And those are the ones I actually really like out of that discovery set. Unexpectedly, I actually really enjoyed Music Festival. Oh my God. I want that one. I really do, but I haven't really been able to find it. And so, we'll see. We'll see where we can find it at. I saw somebody say something about Music Festival. Yeah, Barry. Yeah. Music Festival is, I love it. A lot of people don't like, you know, cannabis notes in the fragrance. I do. And I got some fragrance that has a cannabis accord and a cannabis note. We'll do that on another live though. Thank you. It's Tuscan leather, not what did I say? I said tobacco vanille. Tuscan leather. I think that is with that. Yes, it has sailing day in there. It has sailing day in there. It did. Barry, okay. Barbershop is in there. And all of these are in there. I wasn't wowed. By At the Barbers. And you guys know I love a good barbershop fougere too. I love a fougere. However, I wasn't wowed by it. It was okay. When we start talking about $125 a bottle, in my opinion, you kind of got to give me more than okay. You got to give me good, great, excellent. When I'm spending more than about $60, you gotta kind of bring the heat. I don't think Coffee Break was in there. Fragrance Anatomy. Amador. I don't think Coffee Break was in there. See this. Listen, this live was supposed to be for me capturing another live. Y'all gonna make me grab the set. If I grab the set, we're gonna go through it real quick, and then I got to get back to recording the. I got to get back to recording the stream so that I could still do my prep for my podcast, because I had to research some R&B groups to be ready for our live. So y'all want me to grab the set? Put thumbs up in the chat if you guys want me to grab the set, and we can go run through it real quick. I did this on another live. See, you telling on yourself. That let me know you didn't watch the live. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You know, I know we all grown and got lives to lead and run outside of watching YouTube. So, but it's available in the playback. So you have no excuse. It's not going to expire. Oh, disclaimer. I did slow down the chat a little bit. So if I'm slow responding to your chats, that's why, because I slowed it down so I could try to keep up with it. Because I know before, when I've done lives, depending on how many people in there and how lively those people are, the chat can go wild. Like, I'm still rewatching one of my other lives and being like, damn, how did I miss this? But that's partially because, you know, when I get to talking, it's water under the bridge. Forget about it. I say a yes, and I see we good. Which one is it? Somebody got to break the tie. Are we good, or should we get it? I don't know. Barry, did I miss a live? I didn't know you did a live. Okay. Yeah, I would love to catch one of your lives, Barry. I didn't even know you did one. And something's been going on really with my YouTube, and I've not really been getting any notifications from anybody. And it's not until I do my creative catch up, like I usually do it on a Wednesday or a Thursday, and I go through and be like, wait, where are my people at? So I have to go onto your channel, like just really catch up and get into your content. But I have not been getting any notifications. And then people have been telling me they haven't been getting my notifications. So I don't know. But I recently did something on my channel that I think fixed the issue. I think you have to go into your settings and declare that your channel is not made for kids. And then from there, people who want to subscribe to you will be able to, and they'll get the notifications. So if you have a channel that's not made for kids, you have to cleanly, explicitly declare that your channel is not made for kids, and that the videos that you're uploading are not made for kids. Now, that won't keep you. I don't think that'll keep you from being seen and discovered, but it will keep you from being pilfered into situations where mostly like a children's channel, like a PBS or something like that. I don't think you come up in discovery with those types of channels, but individuals who want to see your content are able to see your content more easily instead of it being as ambiguous as it was. So for everybody who is subscribed, if you don't have the option to click the bell to get all notifications from Uncommon Sense from my channel, go ahead, unsubscribe, resubscribe, and then you should have the option to, whenever I upload a video or have a live, it should push right on through. So I think I fixed the issue, hopefully. I'm catching up in the chat. Okay, I see another yes. I see Pat wins. Get it. All right. Hold on, my beautiful people. We'll put that to the side for a second. and we'll resume recording the live stream. We'll resume recording the live stream of the live stream in a bit. All right. So, Barry, I see that you recently got Ubigan Fougere Royale for 140. I've heard of Ubigan. I've not experienced any of their fragrances, though. So, y'all got money. I need to get like y'all, you know? I need to step my game up. Let you guys get a looky. And as you can see, I have definitely put some miles on some of these guys. Let's see. You're right. There have to be two versions of this. And Springtime in the Park is not in this set, Barry. So what we are having here is Flower Market, Jazz Club, Beach Walk, Under the Lemon Trees, Lazy Sunday Morning, Music Festival, Sailing Day, At the Barbers, By the Fireplace, and Whispers in the Library. And Barry, an Atelier set, which Atelier set? The Atelier Cologne? All right. Let's see who are we gonna get into first. To be honest with you, I'm willing to put Music Festival on skin. Oh, I actually got a replacement of one of my scent box fragrances. I returned Homage Beach Hut Man and ended up getting Bond No. 9 Chinatown. I know that that's marketed toward women, but I actually like the fragrance. I don't know yet if it's one that I can successfully pull off because it does lean a little feminine. However, Replica Music Festival. Can you see that? Go focus. Yeah. Music Festival. Oh my God. Music Festival is one that I really want. Seriously. Like, I legit need it. It does have that cannabis note. It does smell like somebody's burning some good green. Patchouli for sure. Patchouli, probably geranium. I'm not exactly sure what the notes are. Let's see if they put them in here. Nope, they don't list them. But from what I smell, Music Festival is definitely probably the one that I'm gonna grab out of this set, especially since I've had an experience with every one of these with another fragrance, and I kind of feel like I could either get a similar experience for less money or a similar experience, better quality, longer lasting, etc. So with that being said, Flower Market was just okay to me. Matter of fact, I'm not going to even do Flower Market. It was just okay. Now, Lazy Sunday Morning, I enjoyed, but it reminds me of Rosewood Musk by Mancera or Montal Roses Musk. But my favorite is Intense Roses Musk. That's one that I'm contemplating getting. Shoot, I just dropped one. Roses Musk. So I still have a half a decant of Intense Roses Musk. Go focus, buddy. Whatever. That's Intense Roses Musk by Montal. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Flower Market. I'm not a big fan of Sailing Day. However, what's interesting about Sailing Day, it has that petrichor note where it kind of smells like ozone and a thunderstorm. So I kind of get it. I actually like that. But I have another fragrance that captures that same experience, and it's a Demeter fragrance. Let's see. I thought I wanted Under the Lemon Tree, and the more I smell it, I think I may be okay. I don't have to have it. Partially because, like I said, I think I can get that same experience elsewhere. And the interesting thing about Under the Lemon Tree, it's got lime in it, but I love the tartness and the muskiness of Under the Lemon Tree. It's really nice. I really enjoy this one. But like I said, at 130, depending on the gray market, if you got to pay full retail for it, I really don't know. I haven't found something that smells like this that performs better. So, as with citrus and chypres fragrances, they tend to burn off quick, and I can definitely see that one because I just sprayed 2 spritz of Under the Lemon Tree on here, and it's already kind of fading. And I don't expect every fragrance to just perform beastly. However, for $100 and some odd, you need to be doing that. You need to be at least showing up. Yeah, well, Barry, I think if they have it on sale now, I think right now would be the time to grab it if it's out of season, because that will probably mean it may be on sale or maybe going for a cheaper price if you buy it now. I don't know though. Like I said, I don't see many replica fragrances on sale. And see, for the longest, you know what? They are expensive for designers. And for the longest, a lot of people treat them like they're niche fragrances. And it's like, not really. But again, they do a good job of recreating the experience of what it is for whatever fragrance that they're capturing. Now, I was head over heels for Whispers in the Library. Won't lie about that. I was head over heels for Whispers in the Library. I actually like Whispers in the Library more than I like Jazz Club. I actually like Whispers in the Library more than I like By the Fireplace. This is Whispers in the Library. And the interesting thing is that Whispers in the Library does have a subdued leather, but I kind of smell something kind of boozy in there too. You know what I mean? So it's like, have you been drinking in the library? Do people drink in libraries? I don't know. Yeah, Fragrance Anatomy, $130 is expensive to me for a designer fragrance. And then again, like, you can call me cheap. I may be cheap, but to me, that's expensive. And I actually haven't gotten to that place in my fragrance journey where I'm openly willing and wanting to spend like more than $150 on a fragrance. Not right now. Can't do it. I recently saw a dupe for Ooh for Greatness, Ooh for Glory. I'm looking at you, Barry. I saw it on, I know you just got it. I saw it on eBay, and it was like $80. And on top of this, it not only was it $80, it was going to take a month and change to get here. So it's like, do I really want to shell out $80 and wait a month? Like, I'd probably almost pass out at that time. I'm not sure. I get that. See, I get that said. That's a good reason to have a decant of it. Again, this is another good reason why I'm taking my time with this discovery set to make an informed decision to say, do I gotta have it? And to be quite honest with you, the consensus at this particular point in time is no. None of these fragrances in this replica line are ones that I have to have. Partially because I got this bad boy. If I had been spraying By the Fireplace on my skin over the course of maybe a week, maybe 2 spritz here, 2 spritz there, I didn't like it at first. The 3rd or 4th time, I started to like it. And it was like, this is By the Fireplace. Let's put it on some skin. Like on paper, no justice. No justice. On skin, it is a different ball game. And I know you guys probably hear people say that all the time. However,
It is really real. And if you like, whenever if you guys are going out sampling fragrances, get it on some skin if you at all can help it. Because one of the best things I've ever done, like when the world was open and we were going into department stores and sampling fragrances, stop at the fragrance counter and spray a sample, go on about your day, even if that means going through the mall. Do not, and if you guys can help it, do not buy a fragrance based off the scent of the card. That's literally like blind buying, because it's not going to tell you what it's going to smell like on you. But By the Fireplace is amazing. I love it. But like I said, Noir Exquise has the Fireplace vibe with just a little bit more hazelnutty sweetness and with a little bit less of the smoke, or a little bit less of the smokiness or the burning accord. So I would willingly swap out By the Fireplace for Noir Exquise. Another thing is, I guess I'm a prima donna. I don't like the fact that their fragrances don't come with caps. Something about a capless fragrance bothers my soul. Like, I won't even get fragrances like when they say testers, no cap. I'm bypassing that. I just cannot. I can't wrap my mind around it unless it's a cheapie. If it's a cheapie and I know I'm gonna burn through it, I don't mind. I do not like fragrances without the cap. Like, I honestly don't like fragrances without their boxes, but I can manage it. I got this one without the box, but the cap was included. It was a partial I got from one of our fragcom fellows. Yeah, Fragrance Anatomy. I think if I had to price Martin Margiela's fragrances, I would say maybe 75, 80. The caveat being they are 4 ounces. So I think they're 4 ounces. Well, maybe I'm getting them mixed up with Mancera. They're in bigger bottles. So I guess that does make sense. I don't know. I'm catching up in the chat. Some shops here will not spray on skin anymore since COVID came in and no testers are out. That makes sense. I get that. I totally get that. Now, when you say in a waffle, what's a waffle? I've been seeing this a lot more. I don't know what a waffle is. Is that a raffle? What's a waffle? They had Oud for Greatness. And again, I've not smelled Oud for Greatness yet. But I mean, I won't lie to you. I do like the Oud for Glory bottle. And I'm that kind of fool that'll kind of buy a fragrance based off the presentation without necessarily knowing how the fragrance is going to smell. I'll do blind buys, but I do them within reason. 3.4 ounce. That's a bigger bottle. So I guess I get it. It's like $40 an ounce. That's comparable, to be honest with you. $40 an ounce. Yeah, Pat, I need the cap. I have to have it. Like, I could, depending on what the box look like, I don't have to have the box. But the cap, I can't do it. I can't do it. Like, and it's been fragrances that have been going for cheap and some of the discounters and like, oh, no cap. And it's like, now I guess I have to wrap my mind around, like, look, if the universe wanted me to have that fragrance, it would have a cap. And if it ain't got a cap, I ain't supposed to have it. So that's that. But yeah, I definitely suggest getting the Discovery Set. And that's really what I've been doing lately. I've been getting loads of Discovery Sets. I don't know if you guys can see this, but let me angle my camera so you guys can see it. That whole top shelf, except for the book, except for this book, all of those packages are Discovery Sets. So since work has calmed down for me a little bit, I'll have a little bit more time and bandwidth to do more lives. And that's what I'm going to do on more of the live sessions that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing Discovery Sets and going through more of the first impressions of fragrances that a lot of people aren't talking about, or ones that people are talking about that I just haven't had a chance to share in. Catching up in the chat. Barry says, do not buy Oud for Greatness until you watch Aaron Terrence Hughes' review of it. He breaks it down really well, and it's full of synthetics, yet they charge in the world. I'm not buying ooh for greatness, Barry. I'm buying ooh for glory. It's again, I told you guys, I don't have it in right now. I cannot wrap my mind around spending $200 or $300 for a fragrance right now. Again, that may change later on. At this particular moment, though, I can't bring myself to do it. Not right now. I have entirely too much going on, whether it's investing more into building my own brand and business, getting some products out that I've been working on. So for a fragrance that I'm certain I can find elsewhere, probably if it's not the same fragrance, either same vein or same zip code, different streets. That's what I always say. If I can, I'm sure I'll be able to find a fragrance that either does the same, pretty much the same thing for about the same amount of money or less money than that. I'm not able to just do that. Like right now, like I don't have any Creeds in my collection. Now, take that back. I'm lying. I don't have any Creed full bottles in my collection. Do I have decants? Sure. Do I have testers? Sure. Do I have sample sets? Sure. But full bottles? Mm-mm. My webcam does not like to focus, and I don't know why. Creed said that are blanc. I got a few, like I said, I get scent box every month. I get 2 of those. And I get 2 of those every month. And to be quite honest with you, I have some Creeds that come in those, but I'm not buying a full bottle. It's just not that deep. It's not that deep. Yeah, Barry, do a full first impressions. I think Smelly Cat did a full first impressions of Ooh for Glory, and I think Joy Amin did one too. Or they're asking Joy Amin to do one, but Smelly Cat did it maybe in July. The video he did of it is going crazy. I think it's got like 10,000 or 11,000 views now. So the way he explained it is very interesting. So I'm going to check it out. I'm definitely going to check it out. But like I said, I would much rather get it in my collection because I do like the bottle. Fragrance Anatomy. No, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about trying Ooh for Glory. And again, I haven't smelled it yet. I want to. I think you had one, if I'm not mistaken, you had one with a black bottle with red lettering on it. Is that from Latafa as well? Latafa? Not sure how to pronounce it. Say it. Me and you here, man. I need a cap. And again, it's only 2 testers. It's a few testers that I have that didn't have a cap, but again, they were for the low. I think I paid maybe $10 for one of them, and it's a fragrance I wanted to experience. So it was like, okay, fine. But yet and still, since it's in a darker bottle, I feel more confident it being in a darker bottle. Watch Ya Dance, Waffle House. That's what I think of when I hear waffle. Yes, I saw you got it today, man. Aaron Taryn Hughes. Doesn't he have Aaron Terrence Hughes? Does he have a fragrance line out? Slut and what's the other one? He has a few fragrances out, doesn't he? Is that who it is? Or is this is the reviewer different from the perfumer? Let me know. Yeah, to be quite honest with you, like out of the replica set, I'd recommend the top 3 that I would recommend would be Music Festival. Music Festival is probably one. I love Music Festival. And the funny thing is, Music Festival reminds me of how my uncle's car used to smell when I was little. And maybe because it kind of smells like leather, but it smells like weed. I didn't know this then. But Music Festival, don't want to put all my uncle business out there. Music Festival will probably be the number 1 that I recommend. Number 2, if it has to be out of this discovery set, I would say By the Fireplace. And then number 3 would be Whispers in the Library.
So out of the top, that would be my top 3 out of this discovery set that I would recommend to, if not smell. Well, I would recommend to, of course, smell. And then if you said, oh, I'm gonna buy me a replica fragrance, name me 3 that I should buy. I would name Music Festival, By the Fireplace, and not Jazz Club, and then Whispers by the Fireplace. Whispers in the Library. I'm mixing 2 fragrances. Whispers by the Fireplace. It sounds sexual and sensual, like a torrid affair. But yes, Intro Intense Addiction. That's a dupe fragrance too, isn't it? Fragrance Anatomy. Which house are they duping, or which fragrance are they duping? Appreciate you, Reviews from the 6. Sketch you out here in these YouTube streets, bro. Yeah, like I haven't been keeping up with any of the presidential election. All I know is I got my ballot in the mail, and I am going to vote. Okay, Barry, he is a perfumer, but he has a channel and reviews frags too. I did not know that. I've been hearing people say the name Aaron Terrence Hughes, and it's been kind of ringing a bell. I just wasn't sure what that looked like in terms of, was it the perfumer? So I'll check him out as well. Check him out as well. All right, Frag fam. I'm going to go back to capturing this stream, and I'll still be on, though. If you guys want to chat in the comments, I'll be around. I'll be in the comments, but I need to capture the stream and do my prep for this podcast. I ain't listened to half the stuff I was supposed to listen to be prepared. I'm talking to my Frag family, and this just really feels like a catch up because I haven't done this in such a while. So let me rerun the stream back and get this thing going.
If you click it, you can join the stream.
Angela, you can call me D. My channel name is Uncommon Sense, but you can call me D. That's my middle name.
Avery, it was a lot of drama. You got to go back to the videos to see.
Yeah, like I said, I peeped in on certain things, but one thing I want to ask you, and you may not know this yet, what did you learn from that situation?
I learned that it's kind of what we were talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Not just expecting people to take me as I am, knowing my intent. I have to kind of be clear about my intent, you know. And I also learned that this part of me was being judgmental in the situation, but the majority of it was reaction. I initially just reacted off of emotion. So now I've learned to, especially before getting online, take a second. Don't post anything out of pure emotion, you know, because that's just a recipe for a disaster. You got to think about what you're going to say, because you're going to affect people, even though that wasn't your intent. But yeah, and I just realized, I mean, my stance, like, so my stance on the whole situation, this was like so much to go into. I just feel like how you feel about somebody doesn't matter. Respect should be given automatically because you're talking to another human being. So just like I said, I made an initial video. The video that I made in response was an apology, and I honestly meant the apology because I was trying to convey a message, but I did it disrespectfully, and people are not going to listen to you if you cussing at them.
Yep.
So, and I have, you know what I'm saying? I have no problem saying that. I don't just be walking out cussing at people normally. Just, you know, but I was emotional and it doesn't excuse it, you know. But as for the message, you know, I feel like conversations need to be had. Like, because I don't feel, and just to touch on it a little bit, I don't feel like the problem in our community should be against the LGBTQ community and everybody else. I think that those problems can be resolved if we have the conversations that people don't want to have. I think it's an emotional topic, so people kind of just get mad before they have the conversation. Sometimes when people ask questions, they're not trying to be offensive.
Right.
Sometimes they just want to know, you
Yeah.
know? So there's just a lot of things. I even thought about bringing that whole subject back up. I just didn't want negative backlash
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes people, I mean, from my experience, people were taking my questions as they were taking offense to it.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't trying to be offensive. I wanted to know. You
Mm-hmm.
know, for example, I was stating, you know, I don't know if y'all know, but I was saying in the question was about the trans community saying that trans Black Lives Matter, while the country was saying Black Lives Matter.
Mm-hmm.
I was saying, isn't it the same thing? Why
Nope.
are we splitting it up? Like, why are we saying? I get that people are not favorable towards the community. I get that. And I get that people are affecting community. But at the time I made the video, George Floyd was just murdered. You feel what I'm saying? So there was an energy, there was an awakening across the world of people mourning and people outraged and people like in hysteria about what just happened. And I felt like it was taking away from the big picture. My point was, if George Floyd got executed and we're trying to talk about police reform and we're talking about that, you know what I mean? Justice for George Floyd. Why is it anybody else in the Black community trying to stand out at this point? It wasn't personal. If it was Black mothers saying, I know George Floyd was just murdered, but I don't understand why we don't get attention too when our sons are killing each other. That would go against what we was doing to me.
I understand.
So that was my point.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say it didn't need to be discussed. I just felt like it didn't need to be discussed at the moment that it was discussed because it had just happened. And then there was videos. So T.S. Madison posted videos of trans people getting beat up by groups of Black people at the heightened, heightened, you know what I'm saying? When the media is still, when his video is still trending, that's when you want to post that. I didn't like it. I didn't like the way how it showed Black men. I didn't like, not to say Black men don't have issues. We don't have issues with Black men in our community and them being violent towards cisgendered women and all that. We do have those issues, but I just felt like, wait a minute, you know, just wait a minute. It's not a race to see which community or which group in our Black community can be heard the loudest. You know what I mean? I gave the example, if I'm about to fight a group of people, another group of people with my family, and I turn to the side and I hit my sister, does that make sense? Or should, you know what I'm saying, argue in the house? They tell that your parents told you that when you was younger. Don't fight in front of company. Let's get some justice. We still haven't gotten justice, but I do think if she had waited, that now is the time to talk about the trans community, not then. You know what I mean?
I do, but let me ask you this. Let me challenge your thought there. So to wait, think about it. Let's think about it just a little more in a wider vacuum. To wait, you be asking someone to put their pain on hold, their very personal pain on hold, to talk about a larger issue. It's challenging to have a large conversation about the economy when you're in 8 and 10 days.
Right.
So it's a challenge for that person or that group that is feeling that loss. Just like how we get enraged when we say Black Lives Matter, all lives matter. It's kind of I'm not gonna say it's the same thing, but it's in the same vein. When you're experiencing a very personal pain and attack, for somebody to tell you, hold on that. Put your personal pain to the side so we can address the big pain. That's challenging them. And I get where you're coming from too, because there's validity on both sides of the fence, especially when you're going through something that's very personal and it's literally killing you. and you have somebody to tell you, but yeah, let's, you know, that's not as big of an issue as this larger systemic thing. True. This is true in the aspect that you're saying it is not as big of an issue, but it's big to that person. And it's hard to be like, put your personal pain on hold to address the nation's pain.
Right. And I completely understand that. So that's what I was telling her. The context of her post was, I want to be behind you black men, but look what y'all doing to us.
Yeah.
And when I read that, it just didn't sit well with me, especially because I'm a black woman who gets treated like dirt by black men. I get treated like dirt. I don't get doors held open for me. They expect me to, bust it wide open. They don't want to be chivalrous. They beat on me. They abuse me too. You feel what I'm saying? So not to be in comparison of them, I just felt like if black women, actual cisgender women, not to say that to be, because I said that before, and I'm just being politically correct when I say cisgender, because there is a difference. You have women out here who are actually, this is not shade. This is where the confusion came from and the anger when I started speaking this way. You have women out here, and when I say actually cisgender, there's a lot of things that come with being a woman. If you want to talk about simple things like bleeding every month, that's a big deal. And it's not to say that we bleed and you don't. That's not my point to say that. My point to say that is an uncomfortable process that we go through, and we still have to live every day. We have to birth children and raise them by ourselves because these men walk out on us. They don't treat us good. They're not good to us, right? And then you have somebody in the community who's saying no. But before anything, before any of your struggles, they're doing this to us. You feel what I'm saying? Black men are beating real black women as well. Black men are killing, I hate to say real, I'm sorry, I say cisgender. Cisgender black women as well. You feel what I'm saying? And if we're going to talk about what black men are doing to black women, we have to talk about the fact that, and we're going to talk about T.S. Madison specifically, because that's who I had called out. We have to talk about the fact that she is also attacking black men in the sense by saying, you know what I'm saying? Let's just be real. I was a fan of T.S. Madison. She's catty. She's not up there on her platform saying, I love black men. They're the best. You know, it's shade. She's throwing shade. She's saying, I watched her cooking show. She's saying, like, I'm sleeping with your nigga every time somebody gets, a woman gets her mad. You ugly sis, you mad. I got your man. I got all this stuff. So you're being argumentative by attacking black women in that sense when you feel like it. And then you're telling me that your plight with the black men is bigger than mine by not waiting. As a black woman, I'm not saying that this is right, but we always have to wait. We always have to be ladylike and wait to share our pain. You feel what I'm saying? And we go through a lot. There's so much that we go through as black women in the community. It felt like a slap in the face, not just for black women, for any other group in the black community, for her to be screaming, what about us? What about us right now? And then saying, I want to sympathize with you, as if black men shouldn't be sympathized with or given the benefit of the doubt for being violent. They're violent. We have so many issues in our community. One of them is the black men not being as best the best that they should be because of systemic racism. So you're beating down on them and saying, you know what I'm saying? You're beating down on them and saying, I want to support you because I know the cops are killing you, but I don't support it because you're beating us up. I'm not saying, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that is a I don't think trans people getting killed and beat up is acceptable. But I also don't think black women being left to raise kids by themselves and being disrespected is acceptable. So I wouldn't say that my argument was for them to wait. But yes, I mean, that's what we do. If you're gonna try to be a woman, then you have to. And they're telling me all the things. She's a woman. She's a woman. And I'm like, I respect her as a trans woman. I do. But she's not a woman. She's a trans woman. She's, and that's just fact. I use the right pronouns. I don't see a man when I see her.
All over the place. That's just really how it goes. Just like in business, you're not supposed to negotiate when you're desperate. You're not supposed to make no decisions when, and it makes it happen. I understand that because I come to a lot of situations like
protect our men, even though they don't protect us sometimes. We know this. We know this. And this will show you I don't hate the community, because I'm gonna tell you something. Gay men, gay Black men have been the most supportive to me in my life, period. And this is not me just saying that for clout. Every time I meet a gay, I don't beef with people, but gay men have been so supportive to me. So I'm not homophobic. I don't care what nobody does. I don't care.
Mhm.
You know, I just felt like that was in-house. That was in-house conversation. Let's talk about it after the cops get.
That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to share your experience. And that's what you guys were doing. Ladies, excuse me, you were sharing your experiences. She was sharing the experience that she was having with, I don't know what her story is in terms of suffering violence at the hands of Black men. I don't know what her story is. I don't follow her like that. And you were speaking about, one, taking into consideration of where we are in the climate of Black men being killed and it's being filmed and there are no repercussions for it. That being what it is. And then also two, saying, let's not quote unquote damage the integrity of the men we are trying to protect at this moment by bringing forth more evidence that shows that can possibly use to fuel the quote unquote their argument that we should be killed and damaged, etc. I understand that. I get that. However, somebody coming from their experience of, I've suffered a lot of abuse, unjust treatment by Black men, I can't rock with them at this moment. As unfair as that is to say, that is their experience. And it's going to be a difference of opinion in that when you have multiple people coming forth with their experience. But it goes back to what I was saying earlier. We can agree to disagree, but the one thing we have to do is be able to have a conversation respectfully. I can disagree with you wholeheartedly, but I can sit here and listen and validate what you're saying without agreeing with it. That's not my job to agree. It's not my job to agree or, make you right or wrong. That's not my job. My job when I'm brought into a conversation or into a discussion is to open up my understanding and try to see it a little differently from the way I feel and the way I see it. And once we establish that common ground, I see your point, but here is my point, and vice versa. And as long as we can continue to do that, I feel like that's a successful conversation. But again, you kind of really have to. I've learned to take myself off the hook for being misunderstood, because if you kind of come to a situation, if you come to a situation with the veil of, oh, I'm gonna be misunderstood, it's gonna happen. You're gonna be misunderstood, and we kind of carry that. If you've been misunderstood often, you kind of carry that in your energy, and it makes it happen. I understand that because I come to a lot of situations like, okay, I probably may be understand. Maybe I may be talking over folks' head, or I may be bringing this and this and that. But I try to come to a lot of discussions with a blank canvas. If you get it, cool. Right. If you didn't, okay. There's eventually time, hopefully, that later on this will sink in. It's available for playback. So maybe by the fourth time you watch, you'd be like, oh, I ain't think about it like that. So I mean, you know what I mean? It's like I try not to take it personal when I'm misunderstood, because if my intention was to be clear and I did that to the best of my ability, I have to be resolute in the fact that that's what I was supposed to do, and that's all I can give at the moment.
Right. I had to learn that. I mean, and when it comes back up, I do get emotional, as you can see.
Yeah.
I get emotional. I get tongue-tied. I start talking all over the place. I start getting all sweaty, and it's a lot, because I'm like, being misunderstood for me personally is something that I struggle with, even just growing up, or like I said, the experience that I just went through. I was hidden. Like, this is, y'all seeing me right now is just a rare it's a rare thing. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't say I wasn't allowed, but I didn't have the freedom to express myself. I didn't have the freedom to come to the forefront and have a platform and do anything. So I'm learning. I'm learning how to interact with people. I'm learning how to stand confidently in who I am, how to say what I mean and be done with it and don't have to get all, you know what I'm saying, all crazy and irate and nervous about it. So yeah, like that experience, I dealt with it, and after a while, I kind of threw my hands up and was like, "Done. I'm done. I'm not responding to this anymore." And I haven't. I still get comments and stuff trickling in, but I don't respond no more because I'm like, I can't. I can't do.
Are they responding on your video or?
Sometimes on my video, on my Instagram, I will block them.
I would say turn the comments off.
Yeah, I would, because it's like, I understand a conversation, like the conversation we're having right now, even if I finished talking and you said to me, respectfully, you said to me, I really don't see where you're coming from. Now, I have to work on accepting that, but I don't think I would just be like, well, you know what, fuck you. You know, like I'm not crazy, you know, and I feel like people, during that time, they weren't trying to understand or have a conversation. They were trying to defend T.S. Madison, which I understand. That's your mob. That's your ride or die. But it just became, the conversation was so primitive and so ignorant that I was just like, what is this? I would have people just pop up and be like, bitch, you ugly. And I'm like, well, that's not a conversation.
That's not. These are personal attacks, and that has nothing to do with what we were talking about the other day.
And then I'm like, okay, well, so do you want to talk about it? Or like, what do you want to do? Like, okay, you don't have to like me. And then under it, oh, has she ever heard of concealer? And then I'm like, that's my point. This stuff is unnecessary. And we just need to stop. I don't want to keep doing this, you know? And since then, like I said, I've learned. She wasn't trying to accept my apology. Actually, I don't know if you know this, but she did it to Lovely T after she did it to me. Posted Lovely T on the page after Lovely T made a comment about her. And then everybody started saying she's attacking Black women, which I don't think that she hates Black women. I don't. I just think that, just like you said, it's her plight. So she's probably been through experiences where she needs to talk about what Black men have done to her, which I get. But you have to be, if you're going to be the spokesperson for the trans community, or you feel like you want to be the spokesperson, you have to come with understanding or the willingness to understand, not sticking the Maddie mob on people, because that's exactly what happened. Posted me on her page, and then she just wanted me to be dealt with. And that's what the mob did. They dealt with me, and she didn't tag me, and she didn't do nothing. She just said deal with her, you know. So that's not. But this conversation was just very. I mean, I'm glad. I wasn't expecting to have this conversation tonight, but I'm glad I'm having it, because I wanted people to see what I was coming from. You know, I don't want to dwell on it, but I'm grateful for it.
You know what's just something in you that needed to have the conversation to quote unquote not redeem yourself, but to stand up for yourself and articulate your point. And we go through certain things in life for that very reason. If you find yourself keep going through the same type of situation, it's because you need to do something differently. And in this doing something differently, you either learn something about yourself, something about the situation, or something about life. So it's as uncomfortable as I'm sure that was, you came out of it either with a greater understanding about yourself, life, a situation, how things work, how they shouldn't, what to do next time if something comes up like this. You came out of this whole, excuse my language, shitstorm with an understanding like, all right, now when I have this kind of, if something like this comes up again, I kind of know how to manage or navigate it a little differently in such a way that at least how I'm communicating is clear, versus if you're going to take something the wrong way, you're going to take it wrong, whatever way you're going to take it based on where you are in life. But when your intentions are clear, I think when you went into the situation, you could know where your intentions clear. You kind of said you were already coming from an emotional place, and most times when we coming from an emotional place, our intentions ain't clear because we feel a pain or we feel something that needs to be addressed, and we all over the place. That's just really how it goes. Just like in business, you're not supposed to negotiate when you're desperate. You're not supposed to make no decisions when you are feeling emotional.
Right.
Same thing. So even
true.
even in that, it's something that you came out of it knowing that you didn't realize before. Like, okay, as uncomfortable as that was, now I got a different understanding, a new understanding, and I know how to do something a little different.
Right. Well, I appreciate you. I didn't expect to have this conversation tonight, but I really appreciate you soliciting this conversation. You on my channel, and you leading the conversation. But that's all I'm always so willing to have a conversation. I swear to you, I'm so grateful to you right now. I'm gonna sleep so good tonight. I promise.
Good.
I really
you know
appreciate
what?
you because I don't want nobody to. It's not even honestly. I don't care if people like me or not. Just like you said, if I have my tribe, I have my tribe. But I don't want to be misrepresented.
Yeah.
I just don't want nobody like she's transphobic.
You.
That transphobic word kept taking me out. I was like, you will not label me that because I'm not.
That will bother you when folks got you fucked up. Like of the many things I am, you're not gonna say that because that's not who and what I am. You know what I mean? And as long as you can come to it and be like, I understand how it can be perceived that way. At the exact moment, I was speaking from an emotional place, and what I needed to say was this, and I got caught up in an emotional place. However, I am not transphobic. I do not have any ill intent. Yada 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 yada. But you just needed that. I won't even say redemption because that's not the word I want to use. You needed to kind of clear the air. But you know what? What you're going to come to learn. I had to come to learn it. I had to come to learn it. Sometimes you're not going to even get that opportunity to clear the air and clear your name. It's just going to be like, all right, I've said what I need to say. It's still not being received. I have to let that shit go. So
I thought I was there until I had to start talking about it. Now I'm getting all flustered, and I thought I was over this.
I'm not gonna tell you it's gonna take a long time, but it's gonna take some time of going through certain things. And a lot of people, in my experience, and I heard you say that earlier, and it just came like off the flip of your tongue. I don't know if you even noticed that. You were saying something like and it was more opinion than you said in my experience, and you moved right on through the conversation. It was so seamless. Watch it back so you can see yourself in action. This is good for you too, for you to see your own development over time. It's like even in the conversation you was talking, you was like, yeah. You was like, in my experience, and then we went right back into the flow. So that type of thing is gonna become more it's going to become more synonymous with just everything that you do. And then you'll start to feel differently, and you'll have more confidence in your communication because you'll know in your truest intention, you giving exactly what you need to give. Now, people are going to take it how they're going to take it. But when you get to that point of being very confident in your communication and knowing I said what I needed to say, I was 100% clear in my intention. What you gathered that's on you. But I did what I needed to do, and I said what needed to be said, and I was respectful about it. That's all you can really do to be complete. So
it's that respect part, and I said, like, on my channel, I want to have more conversations, but I do need more practice because I need to be able to let things roll off. And if this is my channel, I want to respect people and have them comfortable.
Yeah.
So I do need practice, but I just really thank you so much.
No problem.
I am going to watch this back. I really appreciate you. You're so wise.
Thank you.
You're so wise. You just give me some great advice. I love it. Like,
it was, it was something. When I hopped on your live, I think it had to be tonight. I'm kind of confused on what day it is. I just know I got to work today. That's usually just how I know. Do I got to work today? Yes, and it's just that whatever day that is. Friday is no different from Monday, other than the fact that I'm off one of these days, and I'm off tomorrow, and not off another one. But I think it was. I don't know if it was yesterday or today, but it was something. It was today. It was tonight's live. It was something in what you were saying and how you were saying it about the dreams that made me like be more. It made me want to tell you more stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like yesterday, it was all kind of in fun and just, you know, throwing out little tidbits and stuff like that. But today it was something, it was a need. It was a need in your conversation. And like I felt that you were I won't say confused. It's not the word I want to use. You were seeking some type of guidance. And when when you do that though, you gotta know that the people that's connected to you, they will find you. It is, I won't say weird because it's not the word I want to use. It is so uncanny when you have a need and you're gonna show up and meet it. And it come in the weirdest forms. You'd be like, dang.
I don't even like know you. What are you saying?
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's like that. It's kind of that synchronicity of so-and-so been on your mind. You just had them on your mind and they call you. You'd be like, God damn. You know what I mean? Like vibes are
what's going on, John?
Real. And
I'm live.
And I noticed,
but like I said,
you know, you were trying to see
this section of
content
content
of your dream and stuff like
from
that.
Kiana's
like
channel
Slim Jim had
over
already
my
said
channel,
I don't even think
so that
on the
I can share it more with my uncommon sense family and clan, so they can get to learn a little bit more about me outside of just the fragrance, design, fashion, etc. So
conviction.
I appreciate you stopping by and checking us out.
Our foresight.
Much love, man.
And then some dreams are safe ways of you working out an internal conflict. So it's hard. So how I use it is I use the compass of, if I had the dream and none of it made sense, that's foresight. That's to give you that little flicker of glimpse of what's to come. I mean, just give it to you. No, it ain't gonna make sense. The universe will be like, I know you the type of person that's gonna shake it down, try to figure it out. It's not gonna make sense. But I want to prepare you in such a way that you have this little bit for you to go on. Cool. And then the dreams that are quote unquote horrible and you feel a certain type of way, etc. Those are calls to action. That's what I call them. They're calls to action. Even if that means you had this tough dream. It is some very deep conversation. We've been at it for a minute.
Yeah.
It was impromptu too, because like I was sitting up here watching Kiana, and I was editing my own videos, and I was like, and she said something about we were talking about StreamYard, and I was like, you know, you can simulcast. So I'm gonna get to that. Remind me to get to that because I can forget things. Yeah. But that's because I usually have so much going on up here. That's another reason. That's another thing I learned about myself. I talk so fast because I'm of the propensity and mind frame of I gotta hurry up and get it out before I forget. Either that or before I'm derailed in conversation or before I don't get a chance to. That's something that I've had to get better about in my communication, being a little bit more deliberate, chill, kind of rolling it out in such a way without it being so intense and rapid fire, like, because I can go there, like I can really run it down to you and you'll be like, what is happening? Is he on drugs? I'm really not. I'm really not. But yeah, the other dreams are quote unquote your mind, body, and soul working out complications within the realm of yourself. So like the dream you were having about, you know, you're protecting the children and the teeth were falling out and all that other stuff. When I step back and look at that, what that sounds to me is you doing all this caring for everybody and you have not done the care for yourself. That's why you falling apart. And again, like I said earlier,
it's literally falling apart. And when I woke up, I felt like somebody catch me. Like I felt so out of it. And then I was in the dark. It was a power outage. It was so deep. I just felt like, just like you said, I was seeking something. Like I needed somebody to tell this to because I knew it was for a reason. I felt it, you know.
Even if that reason is for you to bone up on your self-care. So now that you know what you need, now that you know what you didn't know before, how are you going to come into your plan of action and practicing a little bit of more self-care and making sure that you are where you need to be in terms of built up enough so that way you have enough in your cup to pour out into your babies or to the people that you're in charge of caring for. You got to make sure your cup is full, because if your cup empty, you can't give no water to the ones you in charge of taking care of. So you got to work on filling your cup. Fill your cup up. What's in there is for you. What flows out is for everybody else.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm working on it. I was just talking about like even just stuff as simple as my diet and getting some sun every day. Sometimes I don't even leave this apartment. They're crazy. But just, you know, and then just talking. I have to talk to somebody every day because I have 2 little babies looking at me every day like, what we gonna do? We need this, we need this. And then I have to pour into them, but it's like, who's pouring into me? So I need to just find ways to pour into myself. But it's true, like I'm reinventing myself right now. I really am. In every way.
That was probably part of it too. Like it may seem like it, but I don't have all the answers. I just try to think about things wider than what they seem. And again, that could probably be part of the dream too. You have to, in order to be rebirthed, you have to be pulled all the way apart to be remade into what you get ready to develop into. That could be another part of the interpretation of what your dream really means.
Right. No, I believe it. I believe it because I felt it. And that's not the first time. I've felt like that before. I don't remember my dreams. That's the eerie part. I don't ever remember them. So
you're not supposed to most times.
Yeah, I always wake up like, what happened? I don't know.
Most times it was just I read something that said dreams usually are a safe way of resolving issues within yourself. And you're not supposed to remember a lot of them because you'll wake up feeling like, what am I supposed to do about that? Versus, okay, that problem was solved. Now we can kind of pack that up. Let's move on to what else we have to solve.
Yeah. It was deep. Today was a very eventful day. I did not expect to end it this way. I really didn't. This is crazy. And y'all stuck in here and listen. Candy, you still in here? Avery, you still in here? Chris, you in here?
You just been chatting away. Just yam.
No, but I appreciate it so much. I swear. And I do believe, just like what you said, like, I'm building my tribe. You're definitely, I don't care if you don't want to be, you're part of my tribe. You're here.
I appreciate it.
Yes, I so appreciate you. I appreciate everybody who was in here, especially everybody who was in here tonight. I love. Okay.
Most of that. For the most part, they was like really live for a second. You know, we got on something real deep and they went quiet like.
They got tired. They was like, yeah, this is a lot. So
yeah, it is. It's a lot. But you know what? Sometimes, as uncomfortable as it is, we have to go through that a lot. Period, and unpack because you can't go through this life. You can't go through this life with a full duffel bag all the time. You get woe down, you get a hump in your back. You know, you got to kind of drop some of them things out that bag. And then if you're gonna carry a bag, the bag don't always have to be full. Yeah, it's like you were saying about relationships, like going in and out of certain relationships, you are to go into certain relationships with a proper amount of baggage. And baggage is not always negative. I don't believe baggage is always negative because low key, you go into a lot of situations with baggage. Sometimes that baggage though is what's kept you from something. Like, yep, like when you said what did you say earlier? I put it in the chat. I forgot what you said. You said when a duck is doing duck shit or something like that.
Right. It's a
that
duck.
Baggage is that baggage is to kind of keep you on your toes. Like it's a little quacking happening. It may be a goose, it may be a duck, but quacking is happening right now. So let's recognize that there is some form of bird, some form of waterfowl around. I don't know exactly what brand, but there's a waterfowl afoot. We need to figure out what that is. So that baggage can be helpful in either keeping you safe. It also can be helpful for you to address and see yourself. Like even if it's a negative baggage, it's for you to see yourself. Like, okay, like, well, what am I doing to attract the ducks? So you got to think about it. You got to sometimes put the accountability on yourself. Like, okay, I attract nothing but ducks. Well, are you a saltine?
Right.
Are you attracting said ducks? So I mean, again, as uncomfortable as that conversation is with yourself, you got to kind of have it where it's like, okay, so I'll be a little salty at times. I can see why ducks would be on my heels. You know what I mean? So you got to be accountable.
Right.
You got to be accountable for who and what you attract in such a way. Now, again, I'm not going to say you just need to take ownership of you attracting ill-equipped young men. I'm not going to say that's just your bag, but you have to think about what do you say and act like in order for this type of person to see your light flickering and be like, hey, mosey on over here. This is where I need to be.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like it's the same thing with when you raise your vibe and you start Don't steal this because I think this would be a dope t-shirt. Raise your vibe and attract your tribe. When you start doing that, it's the same type of thing. Your light flicker to the right people, and the people that's been looking like, what? I need to be over there. That's where I'm going. And so it's kind of the same thing. Like when you find yourself consistently attracting a bunch of broken people, you have to address the brokenness within yourself, because broke light bulbs appeal to other broke light bulbs.
Exactly. And that's definitely what I'm trying to do. That's the thing. I'm trying to venture out so that I can attract something different.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm trying to build myself up so I can attract something different. That's it. Jump out there, be a little bit, because I haven't been the most confident. I haven't been doing things. This channel for sure is making me step into myself and be a little bit more confident, for sure. But yeah, I do think it's going to help me track. Look who I'm on the stream with right now. I feel like you know, the work is gonna get done. It's getting done. You know, whether I know it or not, I just have to keep staying open, and I'm open. That's one thing I haven't been for a minute, and it's kind of scary. You be open, and then you feel stuff, and it's like a lot, you know. But it's going. It's moving.
I try to do one thing as often as I can that's gonna kind of make me uncomfortable. And like when you threw the link out earlier, you was like, hop on live. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I got this to do, I got that to do. You was like, well, come on. I was like, you know what? This is, again, if you just really think about it at the base of everything, this is just one additional thing for me to get comfortable being on live. This is another thing. Again, like you said, practice. The more I do this, the more like second nature this is gonna be. So let me take this uncomfortable opportunity. Let me roll with it. Like, all right, well, let me pull it together real quick. All right, well, come on, let's do it. You know what I mean? Just
it ain't nothing to it but to do it.
Yeah, just being open to those things.
Yeah, that's my mantra this year. Life begins outside of your comfort zone, and it really does. As soon as you just step out there, it's just not that serious. Don't think too hard. Just do it.
And
so that's what I'm trying to do.
I'm a chronic overthinker. I will overthink a situation into the ground. Like when I tell you, I will dismantle that thing all the way down to the bottom, put it back together, and break it down again until that thing is no longer recognizable. And I know that about myself. So a lot of things I do kind of have to this is not a time for dissecting. This is a time for just hopping in there and doing.
Right. Just doing. Right. That's it. Just do it.
Yeah.
It's very true. But I appreciate you.
No problem. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. You needed something. The universe is gonna get you the way you need to get to.
I did. And you just answered my call. I really did. And even when I started this stream, I'm like, yeah, I'm just going through my feelings. Candy and Avery was here, like, what do you think that means? Like, they helping me delve into it. And then, this was just like a full circle live. Like,
being psychologist, that's asking the real questions. Just being like, well, how did that make you feel? Well, what do you think about that? You know what I mean?
No, I never really thought about it. Like, this is great.
That's another thing I wanted to ask you. Have you ever had time to actually sit and seek some type of counseling?
I haven't. So I put my daughter in counseling, and I was seeking for my son. And I'm like, now I'm going to do it. But I think this year has just been a little chaotic. And then, well, for everybody with the whole Corona thing. But it's just been so chaotic. I haven't been able to get my footing. So now I feel like now that things are kind of starting to open back up, we're starting to have to go back to work and stuff like that. I'm getting to address everything, you know. I thought I was going to be doing all of that, like getting counseling. And at the beginning of me starting my channel, I was going to share that with you guys and stuff, but it was postponed. It was put on the back burner. And, but yeah, I definitely need it.
I'm a big proponent of it. Of it. Not only that's a great deal of what I studied for, but I'm a big proponent of it because before I finished my degree, I made a promise to myself, before I foray further into this, I need to be on the other side of the couch and see what it's like. And when I tell you, I had a young lady, a young white lady, who seemed so in tune, and it kind of shook up some of my biases and some of the things I thought, like, she younger than me, what she know? The way she asked certain questions, and the way she sat and listened, and the way she kind of gave me back, that's some of the most invaluable information that I've ever gotten. And to have somebody who was fully committed to listening and helping, and it was genuine, you could really feel that thing. That is one of the most awesome feelings in the world. To have somebody's undivided attention, and for you to feel like they have nothing but your well-being for the best at heart.
Yeah.
It's an undeniable feeling. Now, be it resolved and understood that may not be everybody's experience. You may have to go through a few counseling sessions, or a few counselors be like, yeah, you're not the fit for me. It's the same thing like shopping. You may that size 38, it may be a 38 on the tag, you put on, it's a little tight, that may not be the right fit, or what I mean. So it's that type of thing of just sampling and figuring it out. But it was one of the most invaluable experiences, and when she told me she was moving on, I was hurt, because I was like, damn. And I went to her for maybe about 10 months, but I did a lot of work with her in those 10 months, big time, that now I kind of come away, excuse me, I come away from it, but being a different person, and that evolution people can see. And they be like, that now I kind of come away, you're not the same person I knew. You know what I mean? Like, and that can be uncomfortable. People trying to keep you at a certain place, but you're supposed to be ascending to growth. And even in certain relationships, even like with my partner now, I get a chance to see me in so many different situations. You know what I mean? Like, it'll come up, be like, yeah, because you used to be this. You used to be this person, but you're not that person anymore. You're this person. And it's interesting to see, you get that feedback from an individual who's been really close to you, and that can, quote unquote, give you that feedback so that you can assess your growth. And you have to, like, kind of take inventory, like, okay, yeah, as uncomfortable as it is for somebody to tell you, yeah, you used to be very uptight and a know-it-all, and can't nobody talk to you about nothing. Now you got random people walking up to you asking your advice for things, because now they see and feel and believe that you are going to be the person that's going to either help them or get them onto where they need to be. That can be very challenging to hear, but you got to kind of look at the growth in the feedback. Like, okay, so yeah, it's kind of tough to hear that, I was a dick in the beginning, but now there's been some growth, and now there's been an evolution of sorts, where it's like, okay, now you've evolved to this individual. Your light is shining for people who are, quote unquote, lost, whether you get them to where they need to get to, or you're the catalyst to get them to where they need to get to. They somehow know that you're the gatekeeper. Yeah. And in and of that's accomplishment, and that's growth. So it's that type of thing. So I really feel like getting the type of help that we as Black and brown people need. It's been such a taboo about mental health, and only white people see therapists, etc. Like, I really want to do whatever I can to kind of break that down. And I kind of infuse little bits and pieces. I've started to. I don't know if you've noticed, but in my even in my reviews, I'll kind of segue off the talking about cologne and move into something a little bit more, I won't say spiritual, but move into something a little wider. Like, just like when I thought, for example, I was talking about a video, like, I went to go buy this cologne. I had wanted it for forever, and the place was sold out. I saw that they had it. I went to buy it, sold out on me again, like from right underneath me. And I tried to kind of think about that and apply that to a wider sense of, okay, that rejection is the universe's protection. Maybe not right now. Maybe I'm not supposed to use that $125 on fragrances. Maybe I'm supposed to use that to do something different. Maybe I don't know what's going to be coming in the next few days. Maybe I'm going to need that to, just think wild thoughts. Maybe I'm going to need that to book a plane ticket so I can go sit down and have an interview with somebody, and so they can give me the next opportunity or something like that. So you gotta kind of look at it in a wider lens. So I've kind of started to infuse those types of things into my channel a little bit more, because a lot of people
Right.
they come for the review, but they stay for the word. That's what one of my other folks said. She
Mhm.
was like, I came here to talk about cologne, but I left with a word. She was like, okay, you know what I mean? And it's just like I'm trying to channel my experiences to other individuals who may be looking for it, because I know me. I know most times when I need help, I don't know how to ask for it, but I know I need something. And through my bumblings, I kind of get on that path and, you know, have a longer take. I stumble along, be like, oh, okay, well, didn't know I needed that, but thank you. And like I pick up things as I go along. So I'm hoping that it's the same thing for individuals who may just kind of stop by one day and be like, yo, I was having a tough day and I watched this video about some cologne, but dude, what you were saying about being in your flow or being in your being in your pullback period only to be released into something else, that really helped. You know what I mean? I've gotten comments like that, and that in and of itself has been rewarding to me. It's like all I'm really doing is sharing my experience, and if that can help somebody else, I've done what I was supposed to do. Whatever I went through to get that experience has now been evaluated and appraised to be a thing of, okay, if me going through this somehow helps somebody else, it was worth it. As challenging and uncomfortable as that may have been, somebody else found some value in it. So it wasn't just for me, it was also for somebody else. So that in and of itself is service. And that's I think that's where you've really started to excel, is in service, doing your Black content corner, Black creative corner. What's the title of it? I'm getting it wrong right now.
Black content corner.
Black Content Corner. Doing Black Content Corner is an act of service. That's a way for you to use your platform to give back to other individuals who either may not have the exposure, or two, just need that little bump to get out there. And that is a selfless act. And that's why you're going to be moving and grooving the way you are. Because I remember seeing you was like, I'm trying to get to that 1,000. You was like at 600 at one point. And then I looked up maybe in the course of like a month or two, and it was like pew past that, and I was like, okay, well, go ahead. Before you took it down, I was like, well, go ahead.
I took it. I was like, yeah, it's a lot of pressure. Everybody looking at me.
But you know what? But use that as creative fuel. You've had the time of feeling overlooked and not looked at. Now the microscope is on you. Living the miracle of what that really is. Okay, now you're getting the attention and the accolades, etc. Use it.
I think I have to learn how to do that. I have to learn how to be able to like showcase myself and it be okay. Because I didn't even, it was a time where I didn't want to hear my voice on video, see a picture of myself, nothing. So this is like, it's a lot, you know?
Yeah, and again, I side with you. It's challenging to hear you coming through the TV like, oh, don't, you know, you want your friends and people to watch it, but you don't want them to watch it with you in the room. You know what I mean? Don't watch it while I'm right here.
Watch
like,
me when I'm there.
Yeah, like do this in the privacy of do this in the privacy of
handle it.
One of my friends had sent me the video of my video to me via text, and I was like, but what she told me was, she was like, I was looking at something on YouTube totally unrelated, but here you are popping up. She was like, so whatever you're doing, keep doing it. And she was like, you know, you had me going through my cologne collection and shaking stuff out like, why just don't spray like what he got on TV? So, and even though it was funny, she was just like, you brought some type of quote unquote education in a way. And I've said this for the longest, I don't want to be a teacher. And it's funny how the universe and life will kind of put you in that space, because I work with a team of like 8, and for lack of a better word, I'm a teacher in a way.
Right.
I'm a teacher in a way. Like,
yeah,
it's just uncanny, because it seems like everybody come to me with something to figure out. Like, so and so ain't working. How you do so and so? I'm like, well, you do. You got to go through steps A through Z, and then boom, it should work. Okay, thanks. And as much as I said I didn't want to do that thing, I'm in some way, shape, form, or fashion, I'm supposed to. I'm not talking about being a 3rd grade teacher or 4th grade or whatever, but there is a educator type of thing. But it just it only makes sense. My mother was an instructor. She was
really.
She all things health and beauty, all things cosmetology instructor, nail tech, esthetician, licensed practitioner as well as instructor. So it will be foolish to think that I wouldn't glean some of that experience of teaching, and it also would be foolish to think that I wouldn't kind of usurp some of that for beauty, health, fashion. That it would be silly to think that I would be unscathed by that. So
yeah, I
it is what it
agree.
is.
Like you don't have to be a teacher. You don't have to have that as your profession.
Mhm.
It's just who you are. Like all of me and my sisters are in education, and I always say that. Like I be lost, but they used to call me preacher.
Mhm.
I'm always teaching somebody.
Yeah.
That was, you know. So especially, I'm so excited to grow into myself. I know
Mhm.
I'm not where I need to be. I'm not like
Yeah.
insecure about it, but I am excited. You
Mhm.
know,
Not
I feel
yet.
like I do have a voice and I do
Mhm.
have something to say, and I'm excited to see what it is that I'm gonna be
Mhm.
saying. You know,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
that's what I crave for the people around me. If anybody sees this who be around me, I need feedback, and I'm
Mhm.
open to it. I'm not one of them people who just like I know everything and that's it. And
Mhm.
nobody's around me giving me feedback, and I crave it so
Mhm.
much because you can't grow without feedback. You know,
Exactly. Exactly.
I need it. I need it. You know, but yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this. Thank you so much. I
No
swear,
problem. I
because
thank you
like
for
yeah,
having me.
yeah, no problem. I forgot who channel we was on.
Again, that's knowing thyself. That's one of my isms. I have that thing about me sometimes that could be, let me come, let me run this. And you know, that's just that I won't say that leader thing. I won't call it that, but
But you are.
it's a take charge type of thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what's funny? It's not funny, but we want to know what's true.
Mm-hmm.
In all my aspects of just about everything, I'm in that position.
Yeah.
I'm in that
I
position,
mean,
even
and it
though.
shows you do it well.
Thank
Like,
you.
and if
I'm the
anybody says
youngest of
otherwise,
three.
they're lying. They're a
Listen to
hater.
me. Oh, you're too sweet. I'm the youngest of three, but
Are you?
I'm a leader. Yes, and that always throws people off. Like, you are? I'm the
You
youngest
the
of
youngest?
three.
No, I
Youngest. I'm the
wouldn't have guessed
baby.
the youngest.
Nobody ever does.
Yeah, I would have never. I'm dead. I was dead smack in the middle. Then it's 7 of us, 7 girls.
Hmm.
But yeah, I was never the youngest. But yeah, I would have never guessed youngest at
Yeah,
all.
I'm the baby, but I'm in that leader position often. I'll either I've taken it up one too many times and got good at it, or it's just what nature intended, or the universe intended. It happened that way. And I get tired. Don't get me wrong. I get tired. It's like, somebody else do this. I want to do it.
Yeah.
It can get to be such a wear out, but most times if it's important enough, I put on my big boy pants and be like, let's trudge through it. We need to do XYZ. It's gonna take this long. Oh, but we're gonna get it done. You know, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It just
Yeah.
is what it is. But yeah, I appreciate you having me. And of course, this was your channel, but it was something on you today that needed something, and
I did.
I'm thankful I'm thankful you were receptive.
I'm always receptive. I be asking people, do I look like you can't just talk to me, please? Say something. I don't know what I look like. And I would say I probably was more defensive in my relationship with my baby daddy because I was unhappy.
Yeah.
I was defensive. I was
Mhm.
combating a whole grown man,
Mhm.
like trying to put his thumb on me. So that's a different story. But now I'm a little free and I'm trying to
Mhm.
figure out what to do with my time. And um, I need to, put my, creativity into something that is important to me and
Mhm.
talking to people and having meaningful conversations. That's what I want to do now.
Yeah.
So, my experiences have led me to this point, and I believe my experiences um, they will shine now. Like I've been through
Mhm.
what I've been through for a reason.
Mhm.
And I'm trying to, and I would ask him all the time, why are you doing this? Like, what is the plan for me, God? Because I just didn't
Mhm.
know it. I'm just like, this has got to be a joke. And now that I'm sitting here, just like you said, I've had jobs where I've had to train. I remember I had a job where I was on it for only like 3 months, and I trained literally almost 100 people, a different person every day. And I was challenged to like break the ice and start the conversation.
Mhm.
And when I started to get everybody comfortable with me, I was like, I think I'm good at like conversing with people. And before then I was told like you're
What's up,
horrible at
buddy?
talking, like You don't know what to
Nothing
say.
much.
Like,
Got a slow internet tonight.
literally, somebody always there, standing there, where they see you shine, and I had to come to this realization.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing too. I'm looking at what to get rid of.
Me to see it, and I didn't, you know. But now,
fucking Bill Gates.
I've gotten practice. Now I need to be able to acknowledge it and like.
Yeah, I'm just trying to delete whatever windows I don't need.
And I'm doing that. I'm looking at myself right now.
That happens with my computer too.
You know.
All right, cool. I can see. Can you see me?
I'm doing it, and people looking at me and commenting. It's
all right.
overwhelming sometimes.
Yes, sir. No, it's good. It's good.
And yeah, like times like tonight, I won't forget. I know everybody done trickled off and they don't went to bed because it's late. I know, but I appreciate it. You know, they don't catch the playback.
Six here. I don't know if they fell asleep with it playing, but it's a steady 6 here.
It was a steady 6. I was so nervous about even going live in the beginning because I'm like, it's probably nobody's gonna join. And the first time I did, I got so much love, and I'm so appreciative. I really am. And I'm so excited to look back on this. Like, that's what I'm excited about. A year from now, and I look at this and I'm like, look where you were, you know? And I just can't wait to see where I'm going. So, but yeah, I hope you're still here.
Okay.
I hope you're still here, man.
Have you done that before?
I find this video, steal it from your channel, and upload it to mine.
Steal it.
let me get some watch time.
Go ahead and steal it. I don't take it, please. I'm just so grateful right now. I'm feeling a lot of gratitude.
Most definitely. Me too. And that's that, and it kind of just leads me. Thank you, universe. That kind of leads me back to what I was going to talk about with StreamYard. So,
dude, you are not playing around.
You can use StreamYard, and we can both
simulcast
to our respective channels. So, let's say, for instance, you got your hardcore audience, I got my hardcore audience. We collaborating. We can both get our own watch time off the same video stream. We would have separate links, and of course, like say, you put it in all your Facebook groups. I put it in all my Facebook groups. We invite our collective folks. They come in, they chat. The only thing that I've noticed with that though is, two things.
Dang, man!
I noticed that you can simulcast not only from your YouTube, you can do it into Facebook too. But when people comment from Facebook coming into the stream, they sometimes show up as Facebook user. I've not figured that out yet. Excuse me. But the other thing is, depending on who originates the stream, most times all the comments won't show. So let's say, for instance, if I originate the stream, this was happening in my experience. I don't know if it'll be different with you, but when I do the lives with the other lady in Dr. Rose from Perfume Corner, when we do our lives in our fragrance chat, since she originated the stream, all of the chats will come in on her side, but only the chats from people who joined my stream will show on my side.
Yeah, man, dude, you're hustling here, man. I think your hard work's gonna pay. Your hard work's gonna pay off.
Talk about it and flick them back. I mean, like, that's enough. You know what I mean? But other people want to know what the rest of the group is saying. Like, why can't I see the chats? I see people on my side all the time. Like, I can't see everybody chats. I'm like, that's because
Rick.
But she got the paid version, and I'm not about adding any additional bills at this point. I have enough of those.
He lost weight though, didn't he?
I have Williams. I have full grown bills. So I don't need to add any additionals. No incidentals for me. So it's like, it is what it is. And again, like,
well, good, man. Thanks for doing this tonight.
Your hardcore audience is gonna
my man. Yeah, dude. I went back home.
They will
dude, did I tell you I'm filing for bankruptcy?
I don't want to call them subs. I don't want to call them anything.
That's my financial plan.
Yeah, I do it candidly when I need to just say it quickly, but your hardcore audience and the people
everything's good with the family. Like I said, I'm just filing for bankruptcy. After that, just been kind of jumping through hoops and sending letters and emails and shit like that. It's just stressful. I think I got it all under wraps now, though.
See me doing this in the
I had to go back home because I'm doing court back home. I don't know why. But my mom said, I know this lawyer. He's really good. So I'm like, whatever. So I did that. And I basically had to go back home and go to court over the phone. I could have done this in Chicago, but
I have something. I don't know exactly what that thing is.
I don't know, man. There's like, you have to do it. And my grandma was in town too, and I haven't seen her in like 10 years. So I'm like, what the hell? I'll do it. So I did that, and it was just so funny. I basically just had to go. I just basically had to prove I'm not lying, and I am in fact a broke ass. You know.
Maybe it ain't that.
Yes, I'm broke.
Moments of
I'm not lying.
You know, because we all have those videos we put out. You thought it was gonna pop and just flat, And then that one you did, and just you was like, okay,
Dude,
that's done. You look
I like
up
that.
2
I
weeks
like
later,
that.
and it's boom. And you like, how?
Yeah, man. So doing
How
that, and
why?
yeah, but
How
everything's
did we
cool
get
though. Just still doing the show, still doing it from my apartment.
You just gotta keep
kind of getting stir crazy in
and
my
as challenging
apartment a
as
little bit.
that is I'm a
You know, it's
I'm a
just like
huge-
I like getting out. You know, but once it gets cold out, dude, I'm not gonna want to go out.
but I'm a huge scenario type of person.
Right now, I'm like,
So,
yeah, dude, let me
this
get out
person
there.
posted this video 2 days ago, and they got 12,000 views. You posted your video 1 month ago, and you only got 1,000
Fucking
views.
twice,
What are you not doing?
No,
I
Lou,
come from
no,
that place
Lou.
often,
Fucking
and that's
twice.
something that I need to work on. I speak to. I have the propensity to speak to. the
Yeah,
lack
you know, you
more
nailed it. You
consistently
said
than
you
abundant.
said it perfectly.
So, like, if everything else was going great,
dude, I had the
wanna
Popeyes
dress was
chicken
going
sandwich
great.
day. You've
I'ma
had the
address these
Popeyes
2
chicken sandwich,
things
right?
that's wrong, and I'm gonna drive
It's
the hell out
okay.
of them because they need the attention.
Have
so
you
we
had
get 'em
both
right.
regular and spicy?
Right.
That's something I know about myself, though. But I have to
Yeah,
work
me
better
too.
at changing the language of how I look at it. Like, let's focus on the 12 things we're doing right. What's
Yeah,
not going
yeah.
right now is not supposed
You think it's
to
just
go right right now.
okay?
There's either more
What?
work that needs to be
Why do you
done,
think it's
more
just okay? I think it's
understanding, more
amazing.
knowledge to
It's good.
attain, whatever that is.
Spicy. Yeah,
But
yeah.
let's let that work itself out. Let's drive on the things you are doing well. If there's anything you can do to improve or give more energy to the things that you're doing well, maybe those 2 things that aren't going right
Oh,
will
yeah.
be overshadowed by all the 12 things that you're doing great at. Or maybe they'll be flipped over in time. Maybe you'll have so much of an overflow in energy, you'll be like, oh, I know those 2 things. Let me fix those. Boom, one and done. So I have
there was a lot of
habit
hype
of
for
doing
it,
that,
and
where it's
dude,
like,
but it's
I'm
really fucking good.
comparing
I mean,
my
compared to any other
now-
chicken sandwich,
I'm
what's better?
comparing my
Fast
that's what it
food,
is.
fast
I'm
food chicken
comparing my now to somebody else's future.
sandwich.
Right.
But yeah, let me flip it around. I'm
Right.
comparing my future to somebody else's now. I don't know how long so and so has been in the game. I don't know the level of work they've had to go through to get that. But
Right.
often when folks say I need the loyal
Yeah,
sub,
it may be,
I'm
yeah.
kind of in that place now because we have the count, but depending on the video, I can post and it'll sit at 40 views for months, and then out of nowhere, boom, it just started moving. It's like, okay. But as a creative, that's something that I had to learn too. As a creative, I'm gonna tell you, because I've experienced this. As a creative, you need to start to get very comfortable with being light years ahead of things. Because what you have going on now may take some time to catch on. And
All
then
right,
you'll look
so
back on it and be like, yo,
I think it's great. What do you think about the Burger King chicken sandwich? I think that's a really good chicken sandwich. The original chicken sandwich.
Kind of like that as a creative. And I learned that
the long chicken sandwich.
Even in entertainment and stuff like that. Like people dropping projects now that they worked on 2 years ago. So you got to get comfortable with your now being a year or 2 ahead. And unfortunately, it's gonna be a little quiet when you're in the future. Nobody else has charted that territory before.
Oh yeah,
when
yeah.
people catch up to you, they be like,
oh absolutely.
Let me run you down. Let me go through everything you got. Let me support. So yeah, it's a challenge as a creator. I'm not gonna say just get comfortable with it. Start to be more resolute and understand that your current, whatever you're doing in the current, may not get the acclaim or movement that you're expecting. I gotta tell you that and hear myself say it to you to bring it back to my ears to understand it. It's for me too.
They have hooves.
Because
Steers have
I'll
hooves.
put a lot of work into something and then look at it and we can be like, yo, this must not be that dope. This can't be that dope because ain't nobody rocking with it. And random or not, I've even developed my own sneaker line.
All right, well let's get started here.
That is my
good time
that I designed, and I'm trying to get
dude.
that
I did record that,
further
and
out
I think
in the market,
yeah.
But it hasn't.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yet. But I have to be resolute in the fact that the work that I'm doing now will soon. The right people. I'll find the right people in the right audience and the right demographic. It's coming. I have to be resolute in the fact that the work that I'm doing is enough. And where it's not enough, how do I use that to empower me to be better? That's really the chief thing. That's really the chief focus. So as a creative,
at the end of the day, the more you do, the more
yeah, man. I'm for it. I'm here for it, man. I'm all here for it.
As a creative,
but no, let's get started here. Welcome to R&B Revisited. This is a podcast where we take a look back, way back, back into time.
I
Well,
understand
not really
how
far back,
challenging
just the
it can be.
90s, really.
You trying
And
to
from
think
one of the
so hard, you
greatest
drilling
genres
it,
of all
it's
time,
not showing
90s
you back no
R
movement.
and
It's like,
B. My name is
just
Dennis.
give up.
Along with me is
Yeah.
Steven.
gotta keep
Steven
going.
also is the host of the Uncommon Sense YouTube
great
show.
advice,
Dude, you're
because
blowing up, man.
I'm
Can I
not
say?
gonna lie,
You're blowing up.
now I'm getting more back into like being creative. Like I want to do more, but there was a time where I was just like, whatever. I'm just putting it out. I don't care. Well, you go through ups and downs on YouTube, and not even just YouTube, and like
Life.
kind of figure it out.
Yeah.
And you're like, this ain't it, but it might be, just like you said, just not now.
Not now. It's always some self-discovery. Like that's one thing I've noticed. Like,
let's help make Steven
even in
YouTube
the
rich,
painful
everybody.
stuff,
Uncommon
it's
Sense.
like, I just had to go through that.
SENTZ. He talks
reveal
about
itself.
colognes
It
that
reveals
are
itself.
not
And it
that
just kinda come
popular.
back and be like,
Some underground colognes. What's the latest one you've done?
Yeah. I feel like that, and that's like even now, my gratitude is so high because
Ooh, that sounded like a foreign language.
But been through stuff, and now I'm like, oh, okay, like I need to know how to rest, but also I need to remember what I've been through and use it to keep pushing. It's not time to rest completely. And I even felt guilty. That's a side note, but I felt guilty about even like him passing and me resting. My baby daddy, I'm talking
Do
about.
it.
Like,
Do it. Wait, okay, so
he
I say cologne every
rest,
time.
man.
Do you cover
I ain't
perfumes
gonna
as
lie.
well?
He was just a lot to deal with. So yeah, it was stressing me out to relax. Which was
you felt guilt in the
crazy.
relief.
The relief. That's what
I kind of
meant.
get that. I get
Yeah,
that.
I felt guilty in the relief. Like, I don't want to be too joyous. I don't want to celebrate. I'm not celebrating his passing, but
I wonder the origins on that. Like, when was the first person to be like the first man or guy, I guess, to be like, man, that calling it perfume, that's pussy shit.
Like, okay,
we call it cologne. Cologne.
So
I want to know the origins on that.
It's a sad time. It's like it's a lot of stuff. But any advice I can get, or any feedback, it's like you said, I don't care what it is. I can, if it's good advice, I can use it, and that's all I'm trying to do. Connect.
No, yeah, dude, your ankles will hurt.
I'm a big proponent of take the meat and leave.
That's kind of cool, though. That's kind of cool
because whatever it is that somebody's giving you, that don't mean it's always going to be applicable to you. Like everything we talk about tonight, it may not be applicable for you, but take the meat and leave the bones. What you can take, what you can digest.
Well, this week we're going back to 1987 for a group called After Seven. Now, I didn't know anything about this group. Steven was the one that picked this group here.
I think that
they hail from Indianapolis, Indiana. Do After Seven. They were or are, it's complicated, we'll talk about it later, a trio. The founding members, 3 members, all right? And like I said, I'll be honest, completely clueless about After Seven until Steven picked him to do him on our show. I listened to all of the After Seven albums a few times before learning anything about the group. That's something different I did this time around. Usually when we do this, I'll learn about the group, then I'll go listen to the albums. This time around, I did 2 things different, Steven. I did I didn't look up anything. I just listened to all the albums, and then I started with the last album and worked my way back.
Remember how you make them feel, but nobody's gonna remember you for they're gonna remember you for what you've accomplished. You know,
really?
What I mean? And it's not a race. It is a marathon, but that inspires me to like accomplish more and leave my mark more, so people know who I was, and so I can be proud of myself. My kids can be proud of me. But I don't want to just be out here like not putting my stamp on anything. I definitely put my stamp on it,
yeah.
And I just
like I didn't know if that was like me just getting tired of it or whatever. So I figured I would try to start from the last album and work my way down.
I just wasn't able to.
Well, we'll find out in moments, Steven. First, let's keep learning about it. That was a tease. First, we'll keep learning about After Seven. Like I said, I listened to all these albums before learning anything, and I was shocked to learn that not only are 2 of the members brothers, holy shit, they are older brothers of Kitty Edmonds, aka Babyface. Whoa!
think it's
that blew
also
my
important
mind.
to
I
share
listened to all those
experiences because
albums
a
and I
lot of
didn't
folks
even
can,
put it
like
together.
I was
And
saying
then
earlier,
once
they
I
can
did the
look at
research, I'm like,
your now and
oh,
just think it was
okay,
just
a lot
one
of
thing.
stuff is
When I tell
making
you,
sense here.
I
So okay, yeah, the
honestly didn't
baby
finish
face,
my
the older
BP
brothers
till
of baby
2 years
face.
ago.
We have
I'm
Melvin
saying
Face,
I had been
or
working on it for so
Melvin
long and
Edmonds,
had to stop
Yeah.
and
and
start
Kevin
over,
Face,
transfer
or
schools.
Kevin
It was
Edmonds. Our
just
third
such a
member is
drain.
Keith Mitchell,
But
not
I
Keith Face.
remember
He wasn't related, but
when
he did
it
ironically look
was
a
maybe
lot
4 or so
older.
years ago,
So we'll call him Old Face.
before I started
How
working with the
about
company I
that?
work with now, I made a pledge to myself. I
He
said,
did look a lot older, right?
And it's something that when you get serious and you kind of pull yourself to the side.
All right, Steven. Now, dude, I'm glad you picked this group. I
And
fell in
you
love
say,
with
"The
After
next
7.
thing we
Oh my
do,
God, I love
next
this group.
opportunity we move into,
Super talented.
they're
That
gonna pay
seems
for our
seamless. The way they,
Wherever
I
we
don't know,
go
they just
next,
it's
we're gonna
effortless
get a
the
degree
way
on their dime.
these albums came out
Ain't no
here.
more student
But
loans.
before we go any further, we got to
can't
talk
do it
about
no
this.
more.
What the hell's
That's
going
just
on
it.
in
That's it. It's
Indiana
over.
too?
That's a
Major
wrap.
R&B influencers,
And
Michael Jackson and
you'll be
Babyface from
surprised
Indiana.
at what you start
Isn't that
to
weird?
attract.
Mm.
You'll be so surprised when you kind of like make it firm and plain, like I ain't going for XYZ. The next thing got to look like this. You'll be surprised at what you attract. You may end up attracting more of what you said you wasn't going to attract, but it's to kind of get you in line to be like, hey, look at that in the face. That's what you said you're not. Now you got to do the work of figuring out, okay, why am I not getting what I said I deserve, what I need?
Well, that's what you said, a
And then
boat. That's
that's
what I was going to
when
say. You're talking about like a
But
riverboat casino.
shortly after that, maybe a year, I ended up, like I said, ended up leaving a job that I had left 2 other times. I left them because I was hard-headed.
Yeah.
I was hard-headed and didn't trust the universe to take me where I needed to be taken.
Right.
I went back to a place that I had left before, basically like leaving an abusive husband. Left an abusive husband.
That's funny.
Came back and got remarried and stuck around. Divorced, went on to something else. It was tough. I took a pay cut. It was times where I didn't know how I was going to do everything I needed to do.
You're cracking me up. We'll break the fourth wall here. We do this show in Chicago. I'm from downstate Illinois. And yeah, we have one casino. It's on the river and everybody calls it the boat.
Worked that for 10 months. I got promoted again.
Man, let's go down to the boat.
Leaps that nobody in the company I saw were like, we never seen somebody come in entry level.
Hey man, let's go to the boat. Dude, it's like 11 in the morning. We got stuff. Yeah, man, let's just go. Let's boat it out.
Like this on basis. Success.
Do you are you one who gambles, Steven? Do you go to the boat?
Leading a team, working full time, caring for a parent,
okay,
going to school, quote unquote, full time, finishing the degree, and still trying to make time for creative stuff.
Right. That's a lot.
When I tell you I was tired, I'm still tired. And it's been 2 years. I'm still tired.
That's good.
But
that's healthy.
Living in the miracle of what you said you were gonna do, and you made a decree to the universe, and the universe said, "All right," and you said you was gonna do this.
That's smart. That's the smart way to do it. I've done it one time. I went to the boat. One time I just felt weird. I didn't know what to do. I think I was really high, and I'm just like, I gotta get out of here.
I'm trying to declare it too, because I know that once I say it and I have my mind, like things will move. In order for me, and like I'm trying to get the fear away. Like, Kiana, you say you want this, do it, because it keeps happening to me. Like that's the only reason I believe in God. It's not because I was nobody preaching.
But you may be $50 richer, man. Come on.
This is what I want, and He makes it happen. You know. So yeah.
Oh definitely. Man, find him at the boat, Steven. Find him. I can't
wait to see.
Find him there. He's the guy that smells like cologne. Go find him.
It's crazy. It's just crazy.
Oh, also, like, any idea as to what the name means? After 7, I tried looking it up online. I couldn't find anything. Do you know something I don't know, man? Do you know what this means?
Never feel overly confident about. Like I could be confident. Like I've been doing hair for what? Somebody, my sister was asking me, but I've been doing hair for how long? About 18 years now, braiding hair.
Is that a passion of yours?
It's not. It's a hustle. It's gotten me through.
But it's not a passion.
I wouldn't say I love it, no. But I'm good at it, and I'm fast, and I'm, people love getting their hair done. So, I do it. It's not something that I want to do, but she's like, you don't speak about it like you've been doing it as long as you have. Like you don't.
Okay, that makes sense. Or it could be the time that everybody goes to the boat after 7, right?
Not only is it not my passion, but it's simply because I think I just didn't have the confidence.
Yeah, you're right. Damn.
Like I just
we're on to their self-titled debut album, After 7. It was released August 22nd, 1989. And because it's their brother, we have quite a bit of Babyface behind the scenes on this album. He played bass and keyboards, and it looks like he produced 6 out of the 8 tracks on this album. Only 8 tracks, along with L.A. Reid. The first single here, Heat of the Moment. Steven, your thoughts on the single here? And the debut.
How did you know that is that's what I'm doing? I'm trying to step into my greatness, but that's what she saw, and that's what she wanted to title it, and I was for it, But that's just my life.
I haven't seen it yet, but it's on your channel.
Yeah.
No, it's on. I could post it in my bio, but it's on her channel. Her YouTube name is Aspire Big, Inspire Bigger. And even in doing, I can I'll inbox you, I can DM you.
Okay.
But even in that podcast, she asked me to do it, and I was like, why? What do you want to talk to me for?
Why not?
I didn't
get
it. I was like,
it
so
totally
confused. And then when it came to, I was nervous. I was like, I don't want to do this. Like, it's a lot. And then I just told myself, Kiana, what are you doing YouTube for?
Yeah.
Didn't you say you wanted to connect with people? Didn't you say you wanted to interact? And she came and found you. So
like,
dude, I really like In the Heat of the Moment. That's real funny. You said Ghostbusters. To me, it sounds like Sonic the Hedgehog. Like that's like some Sonic the Hedgehog kind of music. You know what I mean?
I'm like, who would have thought?
I'm like, damn, dude. But I always liked the Sonic the Hedgehog music. I'm like, man, this is cool.
It's over 4 hours.
4 hours, 5 minutes, and 29 seconds.
My God.
Harps? Why do you think of harps?
But yeah, I can't wait to watch this in the future. I can't wait to come back and watch it. I'm such a spectator. Like, I love going back and
And if you can, while you watching it, I don't mean to give you any extra.
Oh yeah. It's like the bonus course.
Helpful for your team, for your team. Look at me speaking stuff to you.
Ooh.
For your team, it'll be helpful for your tribe to be able to find certain sections of it. So you know how to add chapters?
I just really like Sonic the Hedgehog music. Like, damn, this kind of reminds me of Sonic. Tap my foot. No, I really enjoyed Heat of the Moment. Just kind of waiting for my overall thoughts on this album until we get through it here.
In that type of
I didn't really ask you why did you pick After 7?
Add the timestamps, because as people who scrolling through the bottom, this is 4 hours, and you just got to be real with yourself. Only your diehards are gonna sit through this and probably replay back 4 hours. But individuals who come to it, if they see when they do what's called scrubbing, if they scrub the bottom and look at the link, like a word, what's a word? Click on the word, or like whatever you title, like creative inspiration. Spirituality, like whatever
I like it.
Title each chapter will be beneficial for people that's looking for the very thing that you here to develop and bring for them. So if you're gonna rewatch it, go ahead and add them chapters.
Thank you. I will.
I do it. It takes so much and it takes a while. I understand. I rewatched one of my lives, and like I said, when I'm
let's talk about Babyface here. I know it's not an episode on Babyface, but like
the inspiration to weave right back into
it's about the baby faces. But no, I didn't know much about Babyface really. I knew
I don't know
like I said, I came in like in the early 90s on R&B music. Babyface had like a single where he's like playing an acoustic guitar or something. I'm like, okay, yeah, cool, whatever. But like behind the scenes, this dude's fucand awesome. And I really didn't know much about it. And I think I'm getting introduced to Babyface really through After 7. And
because
whoa, like he played the bass. If he's the dude playing the bass on these songs, he's a badass bass player. And I learned that he played with Bootsy Collins as well back in the day. Man, he just gives like a word, like you said, this album and this group like just like a band, like a rock feel almost. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like a shout out. Like I don't know, I can just hear a band playing the songs and jamming. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, and again, this is gonna blow your mind if you haven't had it happen. Or when people replay back to you what you said on a specific video, you'll be like,
"Yeah,
I did say that." Yeah.
But
deep down, you'll be like, "Oh, yeah, I don't remember none of that." But I mean, it was for that moment. It was for you to give what you were supposed to give for that moment. Somebody got something for it and from it. And that in and of itself is like one of the biggest rewards. If it reach one person, that is enough.
Well, there was something I was going to mention here about Babyface.
When I was talking to
like I said, he's the fucking man, dude. I had no clue really about
and they don't
Babyface.
even know. Sometimes I
6
comment
of the 8
let them
tracks.
know, but sometimes I just play it. I'll put it in my playlist, my inspiration playlist.
Okay. The Timberland of New Jack Swing. Okay.
I got the morning inspo, whether it's affirmations, and then I got the So Def playlist, which is all things like if I want to learn how to do a pipe welt pocket, I just drop it into my fashion
just
playlist.
the influence of Babyface here, and looking at his record label and all the stuff he's done behind the scenes. Very impressive, Mr. Face. So it kind of explains too, like you would think, all right, here it is, these two brothers that are in this group. Why isn't Babyface the third member? I think this dude's so talented. He's like, I got my own thing going on, right?
Again, a lot of the folks in my life they're not into the content I'm putting out, and they want to support. I know it's on their heart to try to want to, but it's challenging to get into because, like, if you're not into that thing, it's like it's either fake the funk with you or don't do it. And to be quite honest, I'm thankful for the folks who want to support, but just don't. I just knowing that you would want to, that's enough for me. But folks will be like, oh yeah, well, I'll share your channel and I'm gonna just play your playlist. Like that to me is so dope. Because again, like if it can only help get me one step closer, I'm just thankful for it.
For sure. Yeah, and then you told me you was what, 3/4 of the way? Heck yeah.
Yeah, like I'm literally
still playing literally all day.
I appreciate that so much.
All day, all night. It really has.
I appreciate that so much. No, like I think I when I looked at my hours, I think it's
do it.
I think I'm at 2,997. 2,993. So I'm a little less. I'm a little more than 1,000 away.
Okay. Yeah. I can't argue. I can't argue. Like, and if you're now, what about? Do you know much about L.A. Reid? This is a guy I remember hearing about him when I was a kid. Not really, looking into it. And I'm kind of coming across his name here during this After 7 show. What do you know about L.A. Reid?
That's all I really need. And if it's not the time, it's challenging as that's going to be to accept. If it's not the time, then I have to be resolute in the fact that it's not the time. I'm not going to tell you it's going to feel great. I'm not going to tell you I'm going to be happy.
Oh my!
I'm not going to tell you none of that because none of that's the truth. But what I do have to live in is okay. It's not right now. It's not that it's just not right now, and I have to be okay with that. It's going to take some getting used to. It's going to take some getting through. But what I've understood the monetization process to be is you have to meet the 1,000 subs.
Who are we talking about? Reid?
Reviews.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. I haven't really looked into this guy. Like I said, I know I've recognized his name, and I'm seeing here along this album here.
For the interaction.
So it's just I guess Babyface is like, look, brothers, I got your back here. All right, just let me take care of this album. And I imagine Babyface was young. He probably was looking for something to kind of jump off as well. It's 1989. You know what I mean? I'm sure it wouldn't hurt him any. So,
and like,
so we're on to the next single here. Ready or Not. This is the booty jam of the album for sure. And I think it's like the most popular song on the album. People, I would argue that Can't Stop maybe the most popular one, but it feels like Ready or Not is kind of their big hit song.
That naysayer in the corner, like, well, you don't have enough, and it's like, what we trying to do, we need to do, we're gonna keep going forward. So it's like those competing, like dueling banjos it's a little bit of a challenge because it's like, well, I don't have what they say that you need to get that thing done, but I do understand that I feel like this is something I'm supposed to be doing, so a way is gonna be provided. If not now, then we're gonna keep going. That's what I was telling one of my friends. I was like, even if I find out, okay, this year they're like, no, I gotta be monetized, I'm gonna still keep putting out content. It's not like I'm gonna be like, oh, well, it's over with. I didn't make it. I quit. I'm gonna still keep putting out content. I just at that point it would be a time for me to think about like, okay, now that we've done that, what can we do differently that can have a different outcome? It's just like kind of looking at the blueprints and being like, how can we learn?
I know.
How can we use what we've learned to do something a little differently? Maybe whether it's being more effective, whether it's putting out more videos, whether it's putting out longer videos. It's a few other things to try.
Right. And YouTube monetizing.
The album's called Reality Show?
would not be the only
What year
way to succeed. You never know who you're gonna meet. You never know what opportunity you're gonna get. So yeah, and I always say YouTube is kind of annoying with that. Like,
all right, yeah, Ready or Not here. Like I said, it seems like the booty jam. Man, these guys can sing. They're like really good. Like, you know, it doesn't seem forced. It just, I don't know. Like we were saying here about the Babyface thing. It's not like Babyface is helping his brothers out, you know, and I mean, doing them a favor because they're not that great. These dudes are awesome. They're like, they can sing very, very well. Like I said earlier, it sounds effortless. I actually watched a live performance of Ready or Not.
I usually try to.
Damn, it was good. Like, it's like I said, it's
you never.
They had a band. The band was on fire. The bass player was killing it. It's just really, really a good song. Ready or Not. Usually, you know, the slower jams I kind of don't get into, but this one's like, the talent is there, and the chorus is catchy. Fantastic song. And the third song, the third single, is a song that I actually remember when I was a kid. I don't remember any of these other songs when I was a kid, but Can't Stop. I remember that on the radio. Me and my mom, we'd be driving in the car, and I remember that song would come on, and I remember loving it, man. And I hadn't thought about that song in decades, really. And when you brought up After 7, I'm like, who the hell are these guys? And Can't Stop came up, and I'm like, oh my God, Can't Stop. What do you think about Can't Stop?
Or I'm going to have to go into it with somebody else who has a similar vision. We're going to have to build it.
You have to create it. I was just telling somebody, you can't always wait. And I know you know this, but you can't wait for somebody to tell you your worth. You may never hear it. People are not just out here offering that up. And that's what I was saying. Like, I'm practicing knowing my worth.
And you were saying something about your uncle, man. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Literally standing there, like, when you're about to get a little bit of confidence about yourself, they're like, no, can't have it. So I'm saying that I don't have self-worth, but I do, because I had to combat that by myself and still feel confident. So imagine if somebody wasn't there doing that. I'd be a beast, you know, to even decide to do this.
And Can't Stop, well-written song. The chorus is great, very catchy.
You know what I mean? Like,
hook, the lead in, everything about it. It's just something. Bravo. I love that song. So those are the 3 singles on the album. Your overall thoughts here on the self-titled album After 7, from After 7. Any songs you like, any songs you don't like?
Definitely have it. There's no question about it. And if, like I said, if somebody told you otherwise, they're lying. They should be ashamed of themselves.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You know? Just like you said, your tribe is going to lift you up, and then you're going to have people who are fans of yours that they don't have a problem telling you, you know, and it's just a matter of finding those people because they're there, you know, and you just got to get in front of them. Like you being I don't know if somebody's going to see you on my channel. You just never know. Just like you jumped on, you inspire me by you jumping on mine.
Dude, I can't say I can't compliment this album enough. I think this album is incredible. I think I want to buy it. I think it'd be a great record to own. It's like I said, it's almost like a rock album. It's 8 tracks in and out. I think all 8 tracks are great. I think all of them are catchy. All of them are good. There's nothing annoying about them. Like I try. They're super talented. I'm so glad you picked these guys. My last pick was Soul for Real. We really stepped it up this week with After 7.
I try to at least check it out.
No offense, Soul for Real.
Rather than to shirk away.
But man, we stepped it up on this one. I think all the tracks are awesome. Well written. All of them A+. Like Babyface. Like I said, I knew nothing really about Babyface. I think this is a great introduction for me to find out more about him. Man, I can't say enough good things about this album. After 7, maybe my favorite R&B album. I don't know. I gotta really think. I really gotta think about it. I gotta think about it, and I gotta listen to more. I'm saying, man, as far front to back, you know, like, because a lot of these albums, they get really long-winded. Like, we're in like track 15, 16, 2 songs that sound the same, a cover song that's not that great.
And then I'm gonna
this one's just
like, I thought about this briefly, and then just like you said, it's hard for me to keep it. For me personally, to keep a thought, and I have to like chase it. Like, wait, don't go nowhere, or I have to write it down. but I did think about doing this.
Right. Well, that's why I like it. Like I said, it reminds me of like a rock album a little bit. Like 10 or 11's probably ideal, but 8, 8 really good songs. Why are you talking shit on Sayonara, man? Come on,
it's
a good song.
Minutes, but I was like, let me play the StreamYard, and then look what happened.
Yep,
crazy.
4 hours, 18 minutes, and 50 seconds later.
That's crazy to me. Every night I go live, every time I go live, I'm like 30 minutes and I'll be off. And it's been over 2 hours every time. And then, like I said, I wouldn't have discovered the watch time hours that you get when you do live. It's ridiculous. I was just taken aback. This is what I've been missing. Why ain't nobody tell me?
This is why everybody do it. This is why everybody does it.
I did not know, because I'm like not doing lives.
Yeah, you got a good point there. The 3 singles are off the charts.
I'm like, okay.
And another thing about this album too, it's like especially one of the first times like I've listened to an R&B album. I guess after 1990, where I think, man, I want to see this live, like the band, like the band. You know what I mean? Usually with live performances in R&B, it's just you're there for the singing. You know what I mean? But
hold up. So even
this album, I'm like, dude, these guys are jamming. Then I saw the live version of Ready or Not, and I'm like, holy shit! I wish I would have been alive or been around. Dude, they would have got my underwear. Hey, take them, fellas.
Yep. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just saying it's overwhelming.
Can't say enough good things about the first album, the self-titled. From After 7. Any last thoughts on the self-titled before we move on?
You probably heard of them. I listened to a podcast called The Friend Zone. I have not listened to it in such a long time. It's been probably about a year. So have you ever heard The Friend Zone?
No.
Hey, friend. Hey, Dustin Asante?
No.
Okay. They on the Loudspeakers Network. Like I said, have you heard of Kid Fury?
I think so.
Kid Fury, Crystal. He used to have a show called Furious Thoughts. I was Kid Fury Live or Fury and Crystal. I can't remember what it is. They're all like kind of under the same umbrella. They're different in their own regards. Just like you heard of Deezus and Mero?
I don't know. I would have.
No, it's not, Steven. No, it's not.
It's called the Bodega Boys, but now they have a legit TV show on Vice just to show you how this can go. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I said all of that to say. I used to listen to their podcast consistently, and it was like, yo, I know I could do this. Me and my friends will have a good time doing this, even if not me and my friends. I know I can.
Oh man, how are we gonna top this one, boys? That's what I'd be saying if I was in the group. I'll give one last note here on the album. The song "One Night." You know the song I'm talking about.
One of the guys on there used to say, "If you gonna,"
dude, I hear Pharrell Williams like crazy on this song.
I lost all that footage again. It wasn't up to
okay.
You gotta
I hear like a Pharrell song,
like
especially in this chorus, right?
Whatever it looked like. I don't know what it looked like.
I couldn't help but notice that, like, oh man, maybe Pharrell, was feeling After 7.
To be exactly what you need to be. You did it out of sacrifice of okay, it's done. But that's not what you do. What you do, you have joy doing, and it has a certain appeal to it. And if it's not up to snuff,
just I got very strong Pharrell vibes from that song. Like, okay, maybe Pharrell was feeling some After 7. Can't blame him, because
and I have this whole premiere of the Black Content Corner season 2. I'm bigging it up like it's a red carpet premiere, because that's how I feel about it. I feel that way about the people that I'm featuring. And then I went.
So the album, the self-titled album, was certified platinum by the RIAA on November 27th, 1990, and spawned 2 #1 R&B hits, "Ready or Not" and "Can't Stop." Those songs also reached number 7 and number 6, respectively, on the Billboard Hot 100. We have a quote here from Kevin Edmonds, Kevin Face, on the debut of the self-titled album. Kevin said it was exciting and it was all brand new, having been in the studio studio before, but never as a collective group and unit that was recording on a professional level. It was new music created specifically for us by LA and my brother Face. It was an unforgettable experience, you know, to go from being in the workforce one month and then the next month you're out in California, from the Midwest to sunny California, not punching a clock and nobody telling you where you're supposed to be and this and that and the other. It was just a whole new life.
No, it's about 4
hours. Yeah, I was like, wait. But no. But yeah, I'm probably gonna get off now because I gotta get up at
the boat.
I gotta figure me out something to eat. I think I'm gonna eat soup. I made chicken tortilla soup.
Dude, you nailed it though. You nailed it with the Indiana thing. Why Indiana? Because there's nothing else to do. Give me a microphone.
For lunch, I had breakfast. I literally made me some egg and mushroom omelet with some hash browns and some sausages. But that was at like 2:30. It's a whole 12 hours later. It's time to eat.
I had breakfast.
And the basketball is pretty popular in Indiana. A lot of Larry Bird from Indiana. Oh hell yeah!
We here even with our
Larry Legend, man. He's no joke. All right, we're on to album number 2 here. The Baby Faceless album, I call it. It's 1992's "Taking My Time." It was released August 25th, 1992. And I say Baby Faceless, but Babyface wrote 2 of the songs. Truly Something Special and Love by Day, Love by Night. The production was actually handed over to Daryl Simmons and KO, who co-produced and co-wrote many of the songs on that self-titled album we were talking about a minute ago. Other songs on the album were produced by Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis associate Randy Rand and producer Dallas Austin, who was fresh off of the successes of the debut albums he worked on by Boyz II Men, Another Bad Creation, and TLC. So this explains the more New Jack Swingy sound on the album. You said the first album was New Jack Swing. I don't know. I heard the New Jack Swing, but you know, not in the more and this next album, I heard it more. This album's 12 tracks, 3 singles. The first single, my favorite off the album, "Kicking It." What do you think of "Kicking It", Steven?
Video quality, kicking it? Stop. When you go see it, I mean, enough. I'm like goals. I featured them on the first season. I'm like, y'all surpassed me. I mean, everything. I love that channel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, well, so we're gonna get off of here. Thank you so much for joining me. I feel so humbled. I feel so great. I love connecting. I feel like we definitely connected.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
I had a good time too. And again, I'm thankful for you.
I was just gonna say, with "Kicking It," I think I'm just a sucker for well-written songs. Like, I don't know, like I just think "Kicking It," it's got a nice lead in to the chorus, very catchy. The chorus is good. Big fan of "Kicking It." For the second single here, we have something interesting on this album. Truly something special, if you will. We have a cover medley, 2 covers in one song. The originals, "Baby I'm For Real" and Bloodstone's "Natural High." What do you think of that? Like a medley of 2 cover songs molded into one. What do you think of that?
When you go to videos,
I don't either.
And then there's going to be them 3 dots right there next to where you edit and all that. It's going to ask you if you want to delete forever, download, or something else. Just hit download, and it doesn't take long to download. I downloaded a 2-hour video, and it took like less than 30 minutes one time.
But see, that's on you. That's on in your studio. This video won't be in my studio because this is on your channel.
Absolutely right. So how I do that is I use Filmora 9, and I won't download it, but I would just screen record. That's how I be doing it.
DM me.
Okay.
Because I'm not gonna remember that. And it was great chatting with you too, Avery. I'm looking for it right now.
It's weird.
I can't find it. It's a bunch of
like
it's the Everlastings with the S on the end.
There we go.
What is that? I don't remember. What is that?
I did see this early, and I don't know why I didn't click on it because I thought maybe it was the wrong thing. Got it.
Never. I need to.
I will be watching, and I don't know if you guys know this, but you will learn very quickly. I am.
Let's edit this out. I want people to know that I know my vegetables. California. No, I don't know any of those.
I'm going to comment every line separately.
No, sounds like weed.
Because partially because I found out that drives engagement, and I like to let people know I watch their video through.
Oh,
so like I'll
sounds
comment.
delicious.
I may not leave timestamps, but you'll see me say, "I know that's right." You'll see me say, "That happened to me too." Like, I can't believe that happened. I hate when that happened. And you'll be like,
vegetable
probably the only person to sit up watching this video. But I comment.
No, yeah, like cover songs. I don't know. Like in the R&B world, I'm not a fan. Usually in like the rock world, I'm not. I think the greatest cover song ever is Alien Ant Farm. They covered that Michael Jackson song. You remember that?
We will chat song. Shoot me the info in the
Annie,
DM,
are you okay?
and,
Smooth Criminal. Smooth Criminal.
That because that actually sounds like a better tool.
The rock cover of Smooth Criminal. Fuck, that was awesome. Like,
and then I'll at least be able
like some good ones come around every now and again. I thought the In Vogue one, giving him something he could feel. I thought that is an incredible cover song. But yeah, I'm with you on the covers. It does kind of seem like a cop out. Like, we got nothing else. Okay, let's do a cover. Oh, a cover medley.